Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to continuing coverage of the fourth edition of the Monaco Waterski Pro Cup. Glad to have you on board, and before we go into the slalom event, which will take place in the next few minutes, we will go into the prize presentations of the tricking competition, but that will be just a few minutes time. So make sure that you get ready for that. We've got a slalom event coming up very, very soon, but before that, the prize presentation for the women's trick competition. We're just waiting for our dignitaries to make their way down here, and in order to present the prizes for the women's trick competition, so stick around for that. So for those of you that are just tuned in, you're tuned into the fourth edition of the Monaco Waterski Cup, coming to you live from Roquebrune-Saint-Rageant in France, which is right off the Côte d'Azur, somewhere split between Saint-Tropez and many other locales along the 100-mile or so coast that extends from an area west of Saint-Tropez all the way through to the border between France and Italy, just to give you a sense of where we are. And we will have our dignitaries come through and make themselves known in just a moment. We have 5 trickers in the women's trick event, and we will be presenting prizes to each one of them, including our champion. As I mentioned before, this is our fourth edition of this tournament. We will crown our slalom champions very, very soon after they've completed their runs, but we've already have positions confirmed for the women's trick. We had the women's trick final a little bit earlier on, and you can see that final on our previous webcast player on the TWBC YouTube channel. And if you subscribe to the TWBC YouTube channel, you'll be able to get instant notification as to when we go live. The next event in which we will go live on is the Richeto Pro in 2 weeks' time in Richeto in Italy. And of course, being able to subscribe onto the site will also allow you to be a part of the live chat. We're just trying to get some things in order before we go on to the award presentations for the women's tricks, but that's taken a little bit of time, and we will welcome our distinguished dignitaries, and they'll be coming through in just a moment as we get ready to present the prizes in the women's trick competition. Just waiting for our dignitaries to arrive. Those of you that have just joined us, you are at the Monaco Waterski Cup. We'll have the women's and men's slalom take place right after we get done with the award presentations in women's tricks. But we have a star-studded field of participants in the slalom competition coming up in both women's and men's. Looks like there's a little bit of excitement going on directly behind our camera here along the shoreline, as our dignitaries make their way towards the podium. And once they have, then we will go along with the award presentations. Our officials are getting ready to get set for the slalom competition. but we're still yet to award the prizes for the women's trick event, which took place about 2 hours ago. And if you want to see the action in the women's tricks event, you can tune in to the previous webcast player. But right now, if you're looking for the slalom women's final or the men's final, you are on the right place. And we will bring you that action to you live right here on TWBC. A few of our dignitaries are making their way down towards the podium, and I'm sure that our trick skiers should be making their way down there themselves as we get ready for the prizes, the award presentation in the women's tricks. Looking around, I see a few of our future award recipients. Kennedy Hansen I see across the way, along with Neely Ross. And I'm sure that Janina Meckler and Hannah Stopnicki, I know they're around someplace, as well as Ina Thanguno, are 5 participants in the women's trick competition. But we're just waiting for a few moments, and as we get our distinguished dignitaries in place, as they get ready to present the prizes for our 5 recipients. But in the meantime, while we wait for that to happen, we'll take a quick break for a couple commercial spots, and when we come back, we should be ready for the women's tricks presentation. We'll be back right after this.
Ryan.
Hey, morning. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, got out on the water a couple times. How about you?
Yeah, I got to set in. Just gonna make a quick phone call here. Oh, of course. Can you get that, Will?
Yeah, man, I got it. Thanks for calling Wake House. This is Will. Yeah, looks like we've got those in stock.
Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the 4th edition of the Monaco Waterski Cup. We're about to go into the prize presentations for the women's athletes. But before we do, I'd like to invite the president of the Monegasque Waterski Federation to say a few words. So ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, let's introduce Aleko Kisaglu, the president of the Monegasque Waterski Federation. So Aleko Kisaglu from the Monegasque Waterski Federation, a brilliant event so far, and look forward for the next event.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you to all of you for being here. It has been a great tournament. Thank you very much, Alexis and Grégoire, for having organized it for the 4th time in such a brilliant way. Obviously, I want to thank also all of our staff, led by Marc-Antoine. They did a tremendous job in preparing the site, so many thanks to them. I would like to take this opportunity to thank profusely His Serene Highness, Prince Albert of Monaco, who is making us the honor of being with us today. As you know, Prince Albert is a very passionate person about sport. Former Olympian, 5 times, five Olympic Games in bobsleigh, passionate about sports, and his continuous support to the Monegasque Waterski Federation has made it possible for us to organize these type of events here. So thank you, Your Highness, for your support. With no further ado, I give it back to Tony for the Tricks final female prize giving.
Thank you very much indeed, and we will call all 5 of our participants in the women's trick competition, and I'd like to call upon His Serene Highness, the Prince of Monaco, Prince Albert. How are you doing, sir? All right there. So, in 5th place with a score of 64.80 in round number 1, Enith Anguino from France. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you in fourth spot with a score of 78.80, Hannah Stopnicki of Canada. And ladies and gentlemen, here come the podium positions. In third place from the United States of America with a score of 96.10, Kennedy Hansen. Ladies and gentlemen, in second place and runner-up with a score of 10,320 points from Germany, Janina Meckler. Yep, she's coming through. She's here. We've just had an imposter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you your champion in the Monaco Waterski Cup for 2026, the women's trick competition, with a best score of 10,640 points from Canada, Neely Ross. His Serene Highness giving out the awards to each of our participants in the women's trick competition. And ladies and gentlemen, I will give this opportunity for Neely Ross to say a few words on behalf of herself and the trick participants. Neely, what have you got to say for us?
Thank you guys all for being here. It's such an honor to get to compete here. It's a beautiful lake. It's an amazing place to ski. All of the girls skied amazing. Thank you for being here, Prince Albert. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again presenting to you your award recipients. Ina Thangwano in fifth, Hannah Stopnicki in fourth, third place Kennedy Hansen, second place Janina Meckler, and your champion Neely Ross. Thank you very much. And our next event, which will be the women's slalom final, begins at 4:40. You're watching continuing action here at Roquebrune-Serra-Jean, the national site for the Monegasque Waterski Federation. 4:40 is the time for the women's slalom final, and all that to come next, right after this.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat? A place where that summer feeling lasts all year long. A place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers. A place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Waterski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterskiResort.com.
For 30 years now, Canada's #1 water sports pro shop, Shuswap Ski and Board, has been supporting the sport they love through extensive athlete and event sponsorship, donations, and prizes. Having watched the best water ski action on the planet for years, the crew at Shuswap Ski and Board is now helping TWBC bring that amazing action to you. To discover more about one of the world's top pro shops, visit Shuswap Ski and Board online at shuswapsnb.com.
old logic says success is determined by wins. It says you can't be a mother and a professional athlete, that you can't take on giants. New logic says watch me. Watch me become the most decorated track and field athlete in the world. Watch me start a brand designed by women, for women. When old logic holds us back, it's up to us to defy it.
At Houston Cadillac, at the moment you arrive, you will notice dedication to excellence. We deliver an unparalleled customer experience, and we're elevating our commitment with a new state-of-the-art facility. Explore our selection of new Cadillac cars, crossovers, and SUVs designed to meet your needs. We are redefining the luxury experience and investing in the future. Visit Houston Cadillac and begin your journey towards luxury.
At Dillinger Insurance, we have over 50 different carriers to shop your home, auto, and recreational vehicle insurance needs. We would love the opportunity to save you money. We insure $1 million mansions, condos, mobile homes, rental homes, and everything in between. We know all about wind inspections, 4-point inspections, and how to get you the right coverage for your particular home. You've got questions, we've got answers. Can you remember the last time you had a rate decrease with your auto insurance? Let's take a look and see what we can do. We know all the ins and outs of getting our customers the best rates, coverages, and discounts, so put us to the test.
Don't monkey around with your insurance. Call Dillinger Insurance today. We've got tons of companies to help find you the best prices and the best coverage for your particular needs on home and auto insurance. Go Knights!
My name is Thibaut Dalen and I'm the broker of Dalen Real Estate. And today I want to show you some of our special listings located in Florida's world famous Waterski hotspots.
DNCA Finance has grown through crises and transformations. Times change, values remain. For more than 25 years, DNCA has been by your side for active and flexible management of your wealth. DNCA, Maison d'épargne de valeur. Speak with your financial advisor.
Luxury means something different to everyone. A private island, a hidden villa, a journey designed around you. At Marola Travel, we take the time to listen to how you want to travel, how you want to feel, and what luxury truly means to you. Marola Travel. Wherever you're going, we'll make it easy.
Masterline, made in the USA.
Ain't nobody smooth like me. I don't flash C notes, that's too high key. keep it all down low, that's who I be. Levitating on the stage when I move my feet. Alright, look, good guy, didn't know that he can move, huh? Been in my shell, popped out like Cooper. And she look good, body rocking like Medusa. Calm like a Buddha, still popping off like bazooka. Smooth like butter in a pan. Love her when she dance. Got me all stuck inside a trance. Hoping she don't have some other plans. Said you got a man?
Yeah.
Damn. Smooth like ice and that's a fact. Michael Jackson, nice with it. I'm moonwalking. She got hoops with the ice and that's a bad chick. The matching jacket with it, you on 10. Yeah, so smooth when you walked in. Slow-mo hair flip, caught my eye from the jump. Thigh-high socks and the legs don't quit. Good guy, girl, go ahead and fly on what you got. I know that you gotta leave, but I got just what you need. So please tell me what you want, Said that she was tired of the rap, so I came back. New style, hit 'em with the funk, with the
Thanks for calling Wake House. This is Brian. How can I help you? Yeah, Will. Can I let him know who's calling? All right, just a second. Will, I got a fill for you. Perfect. Give me just 1 second. All right, hit it. Thanks for holding. This is Will. Hey, how's it going? Good.
Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should go. Go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should, feel like I should.
All right then, folks, welcome back to live and continuing coverage of the Monaco Waterski Cup. I'm Tony Lightfoot, glad to have the presence of your company here on this beautiful summer's day in the middle of the Côte d'Azur. You see the sponsors directly below the desk, and they need to be individually thanked for their efforts in making sure that this tournament is possible. And this tour is stop number 5 on the Waterski Pro Tour, and you can find out more by going to waterskiprotour.com. Our first event in this section of the coverage is the Pro Women's Slalom Final. We have 8 finalists there, and then we go into the Pro Men Slalom Final, 8 combatants in that instance as well. So, go vote for your skier of the day. We've still got plenty of opportunity for you to do that. waterskibroadcasting.com/play, waterskibroadcasting.com/play. As we continue to rock and roll here, we have the presence of His Serene Highness Prince Albert of Monaco, and we will try and have a lightweight informal chat with him about his sporting experiences for the Principality of Monaco. His sports exploits do tend to veer towards the winter sports, in which he's been a participant in the Olympic Games 5 separate times. And we'll talk to him about that and the event right here, the Monaco Waterski Cup. We're just a few miles outside the Principality, naturally being the small country that it is. It's obviously impossible to have a waterski tournament within the walls of the Principality itself. But not too far away is this site here in Roquebrune-Serrageau, and also here is the world slalom champion and the world slalom record holder. It's Nate Smith. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Got a little break, got some lunch, watched a little bit of trick skiing, and got to see a pretty cool arrival via helicopter, the Prince of Monaco. So that was pretty interesting to see, and it's great to have him here supporting the sport and supporting the skiers that are going to be out there on the water here shortly as well.
And it is through the presence of those higher profile individuals that helps to promote the sport going forward. As we have a look at the women's starting list, Alicia Bagnoli of Italy will be our lead-off skier, followed by Sadie Ferguson, then Neely Ross, third off the dock, then Ali Nicholson, Trinidad Espinal, Ali Garcia, Elizabeth Montavon, and finally Jamie Bull. That is your running order for the 8 competitors to go in the women's slalom final, as we have a look at a breathtaking shot as we shoot in the direction towards the high Alps. And so far as the wind conditions are concerned, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit here, the wind is blowing a tailwind with the opening pass, and obviously every odd-numbered pass from that point onwards. So, what's going to be the approach here for our female competitors right from the get-go?
Well, I think we have the information correct this time, that it is a 32 off 13-meter start, I believe, for the women. And as you mentioned, it will be a 38 tailwind, 11.25 meter tailwind from that end. But the wind is about what we saw earlier towards the end of the guys. The women skied in some pretty good conditions this morning, so they haven't really dealt with what's out there. I do believe, looking at the forecast, the wind is supposed to settle down just a little bit. However, we still see these gusts kind of coming over this little hilltop here that's kind of putting it right down here on this end of the lake. But as far as the water texture and the conditions on the lake, they're absolutely fantastic. You're just going to see a few gusts here and there that the skiers are going to have to deal with.
All right. So, getting ready for our first skier to take to the water, who will be Alice Bagnoli, who scored 4.5 in the opening round yesterday, and this time around in the the second round did significantly better and got one at 10.75 meters to lock in her spot through to the next round of the competition. And yeah, with a tailwind being present for 11.25 meters, if they stay with that option off the dock, in fact, they don't have much in the way of an option, because it is 32 off, and the only other option is 35 off, which would give them a tailwind at 12 meters right off the gut.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening. I don't see any of the women really doing that. You might see Jamie, she's probably capable of doing that, but I don't think that any of these other girls have really practiced going out at 35 off.
All right, so Nicolas at the helm of that towboat are the first of our 8 skier finalists.
So like we've talked about a little bit, she has the honor of going out first, kind of setting the pace for the rest of these girls of, what score they're going to need to chase to kind of bump her down the list here. And, I think watching that last set from Alice earlier, just the confidence and the strength and grit that she had, she's not going down without a fight here in this final round.
Here we go, folks. This is Alice Bagnoli opening up with 13 meters. Let's see what kind of start she gets. Now, on a bit of a comeback trail and missing most of last season, save for the World Championship and a native Italy in Rocchetto. She wasn't 100% fit there, but I'll tell you what, she has definitely been working hard in the off-season to get to 100% fitness here and now, as we continue on with the Monaco Waterski Cup, Waterski Pro Tour stop number 5 on the season-long series. And not a bad opener there on 30 meters, wouldn't you agree there?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the first pass of the set, so... we have a pass or two before we start to see things get a little bit complicated for her. But, as you mentioned, she was injured a little bit last year, but gosh, you wouldn't know that right now. Just seeing her out there on the water, the amount of strength that she has and aggressiveness on the water, I just don't, you would never guess that she was injured last year. So I expect her to probably put up a pretty reasonable score here and let these girls chase. We see Sadie there on the dock, and she's very well capable of a big score, too, just as all these girls are.
Indeed, as we get ready for Alice Bagnoli as she pursues her goal for more points on the Waterski Pro Tour and trying to set up a sizable target for our remaining skiers to take a shot at. This is 12 meters coming up right now, and she has the benefit of being able to ski into a pretty sizable breeze, but certainly nothing of the kind of a breeze that we've seen around about this time of the afternoon over the last couple of days. But having said that, she's really going to have to work here off number 3 to try and get back into good position there. That is a 6 buoy count on 12 meters. Not the best of starts, but it's not how you start, how you finish.
How you finish. You're right. It doesn't matter. Anything that happened in that pass does not matter now. But, you going back here, I was going to comment as you were talking, and I thought she had good speed. With that wind, you could see the ripples on the water down there. That wind was right in her face on the gate. She had good speed and good space and width on that turn-in, but right here at the backside of one ball, just about.
The tip of the ski hit the line, and there are very, very few instances where you're able to get away with that.
I mean, it's pretty uncommon that you can put that ski on the rope and then come out of a situation like that. And unfortunately, that's one of those things that you can't help. There's not really a way to come out of that. You typically see people crashing trying to do that, but hey, it's a completed pass. She's going to come back in 38, 11.25. A little bit of it's kind of a cross tailwind, it looks like, very similar to what we had earlier with the guys.
All right, and for those of you that are joining us from our previous webcast player, in which you witnessed the goings-on with the women's trick final, thank you very much for rejoining us on the new webcast player, which will feature the continuation of the women's slalom competition, followed by the men's slalom final. It is 11.25 meters, and Alicia Bagnoli looking to get a good deep start there off buoy number 1. She's getting after it on number 3. Look at this. Tailwind, 38 off, 11.25 meters. Oh, look at this. She gets around number 5, loses steam. But I tell you what, a score of 5 on 11 with a tailwind. I tell you what, it's pretty decent there for Alicia Bagnoli.
It is, and she kept fighting every single buoy there. There wasn't one that was really probably what she was looking for, but was still able to get her way all the way down to 5-ball. And just the fight that she has is unbelievable. I really didn't mind the start. I thought the gate was okay. Kind of coming off the handle a little bit early into this 2-ball, which kind of made her end up a little narrow there at the last minute. You can see it pulled her to that inside edge, and then just started getting down course here at the 3-ball.
All right, and looking at this, and the ski even was very, very close to the tip there as well. Just needs to get the tip of that ski down and keep it down for those buoys. But 5 buoys it is, 11.25 meters, and yeah, it's a pretty sizable target for our remaining skiers to take a crack at.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of sets the score of what these girls are going to chase. Now, everyone's wanting to run 38, right? That's kind of the goal. You got to run 38. Let's see what I can do at 39. But, maybe the conditions might play a factor. They're taking this 38 in the tailwind. You'll see some girls that didn't start at 32 on the last ride that kind of have to change things up a little bit. But, just like Alicia, with Sadie coming up, she's quite the fighter as well.
Tremendous skiing there from Alicia Bagnoli, and now the boat has made its way back to the shore and is getting ready to pick up our second competitor to ski, coming to us out of the state of Queensland in Australia. It is going to be Sadie Ferguson.
Yeah, and I think she's spending some time
over at Buresh.
Yeah, okay, so you know the details on that. Spending some time up here in
a few basic
France for
details.
The summer. Yeah.
All right, then, here we go. This is Sadie Ferguson on 13 meters. Let's see what kind of start she gets. An incredibly strong athlete. Nicely done for Sadie Ferguson. And if you believe that Sadie Ferguson is worth a vote or two for Skier of the Day, why don't you get out there and vote? Vote for Skier of the Day, brought to you by 2U Nutritional Snacks, Waterski Broadcasting /play. And with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Miss Alicia Bagnoli, first skier on the water. 5 at 11, so pretty good score to start off. I know you wanted a little bit more, but I thought the start there at 11 was great.
Yeah, I'm definitely super happy to make the final, and then I don't usually start at 13, so for me it was a little bit tricky. The gates is a bit tricky with the wind, but honestly I'm super happy. I had a great start. I didn't quite turn 2-ball, but I got to 5, so at least it's halfway down the course.
Yeah, I mean, and you're all over. You're getting to 5 just about every time you ski, and we saw you run it in the second round. So it looks like you're getting ready to have that pass all the way stamped, and we can expect you to be at 10.7 every time you ski.
That's my goal, to run more 11 so I can actually practice more 10.75. But I had a good start of the season, so hopefully I can keep it up through the rest of it.
Well, you've been looking great. We'll let you go get dried off. Enjoy your afternoon, and right now we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you.
All right, then, continuing right along, we just heard there from Alicia Bagnoli, and I've got Nate Smith on my right and to the left of your screen, and I've got Rob Hazelwood to my left and on
coolest
the right
mic stand ever, hey?
It's awesome.
I'm dialed in. This is the closest I'm going to get to the winning trophy after my performance today, Tony. So I'm gonna take it with 2 hands,
you
quite
said
literally.
It, not me.
Okay,
all
right.
Here
Sadie Ferguson on the water, looking really good in the first round. Second round looked like she sort of knew what she needed to get done and grit pretty hard to get away there, and getting in a mess out of 4, gets outside of 5. and fights back in, and that is some Aussie grit right there. Hey, that is
Absolutely.
that is about as wrong as things can go, and still come out of it. And it's funny with Sadie, she's been doing that quite a bit. Looks either phenomenal or a little bit of a mistake pops up, and she manages to fight her way back in it. And do you think it's these kind of first tournament nerves? You know, she won her first pay packet last weekend. Do you think that's playing a part?
I don't know. You could use that as an excuse. I have a feeling that's probably not it. Of course, you want to ski well and, try and make some money in the event. But, it's a 35 off pass. That's something that she can run pretty regularly. So, I think the question is, does she normally start at 32? I don't think so. So her second pass being a little bit shorter than normal. Maybe the conditions are a little bit more challenging than what we think out there. The wind is a little gustier now than it was, especially for their first round and yesterday. We saw it from Alice too. She had a little bit of a hiccup down there at that end. So maybe conditions are a little different than what, we think and see up here.
Yeah, I think it's always tricky when we have these kind of crosswinds that funnel in. It's a very similar tree situation to our lake back home at Hazelwoods. When we get these crosswinds, it kind of comes over the hill and then it hits the trees, funnels in, so you get a cross on the gate. You can even get double headwinds, and it can be a little bit tricky out there, and it's something to really keep your eyes on. I mean, for Sadie, if she's not used to those 32 starts, you don't get many looks at the gates. It's easy for them to catch up with you. But let's see, 38 should be a tailwind down here on this gate. Let's see.
5 buoys is the lead on this pass on 11.25 meters.
That's not the start she
wrangles
needs.
that one on buoy number 1, but she's still there. Wow. She's back-ended it round buoy number 3 and wheelies up, and that's good enough for 3 buoys. That keeps Alicia Bagnoli in the lead, and Sadie Ferguson in second place after 2 skiers with a 3 buoy count at 11.25 meters.
Just seeing that, and obviously we were sat in the same scenario at Monaco, which is a joyous experience of not skiing in the final.
Yeah.
Very similar, very similar. Just looking really good. The fundamentals are all there, and I think the moves are strong, and just getting caught out again, and that handle getting pulled up to past her chin.
Yeah, just had a lot of excess speed right there at the buoy. I think the gate shot looked okay, but as soon as she edge changed, kind of approaching the one ball, it just seemed like she got hit in the back, whether it was that wind or not. But not really having the confidence to climb over the ski, drive the forebody of the ski through the backside of that turn, more so just sitting towards the back, trying to push.
I love that gate.
Yeah,
I really, and
just not the number 1 afterwards.
Yeah, maybe a smidge slow there, I think. And again, this is a funny scenario. It wasn't that long ago I did my first Euro Tour, and tournaments back-to-back, lake, new driver, new boat, and it can really catch up with you quite quickly and lose your ground a little bit. You start skiing safe. Every single round that she's doing is either to try and win a placement, a podium, or trying to make a final or make a cut or do all this. Every single round you ski is pressure, and it's definitely a learning curve, and I think she's going to learn it quick. It just maybe it's going to take a round or two.
Well, I think you nailed it. Like, the important part of these events, having them back-to-back-to-back, is if you don't come into these events with some confidence and skiing well, it makes it very challenging moving on to the next one, because you come from a river last week going, okay, well, whether I was confident or not, I didn't ski great, unless you're Charlie and Freddie, of course, and even Neely sitting there on the dock. But then you come here trying to, wash all that away. Like, okay, well, I had to do this and I had to do that on the river. Let me try to get back to myself. And if you have a set that you struggled here in practice, now you're trying to chase your old technique a little bit. So, it's a lot easier when you come into all these confident, and, she's questioning herself a little bit right now.
It seems like it, and it's, I'm not sure how many she's doing. I don't think she quite realized how, in the best way possible, I don't think she realized how good of a skier she is. She's capable of a couple at 39 round on round on round, and she's capable of truly standing up to these ladies. So I'm excited to see and hopefully see her build some confidence. And I think once she starts to enter a couple more and see a couple of scores rolling in, I hope we see that confidence really shine and start to see her down a couple of 39s.
All right, then. So moving on from Sadie Ferguson on to skier number 3, coming to us out of Canada, it is Neely Ross, who's already won one event, the Women's Tricks competition, which was held just a few hours before. We've just seen the prize presentation with His Serene Highness Prince Albert of Monaco in attendance with that one. And with 5 and 6 buoys off pass number 1 at 32 off 13 meters, she gets her challenge for slalom supremacy off to a sprightly start.
Yeah, and I think she looked fantastic on the river, and I think she looks fantastic today. She looks so confident on top of her ski, the way that she's attacking those rotations, and I think she's in a spot at the minute where these first couple of events have been trick and slalom. She goes and wins tricks. She looks strong doing it, and now she rocks into slalom. It's like, well, this is sort of nothing to lose. It's sort of the magic that, say, Joel Poland found, right? In that you can, if you're a 2 event and you can go out and possibly and with good probability win or podium in 2 events, it takes a lot of the pressure off, and she's kind of dialing that process in now, and it worked very well for her in Morocco, and I'll be interested to see how she looks today.
Well, I think she got a little bit of taste of it last weekend at that Morocco tournament where, hey, I just tied Jamie Bull.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's kind of the girl to chase.
No, definitely.
And, of course, she won the trick event here just a little bit ago. And, yeah, she wants to ski well. But, I think she knows that she's on the edge and getting a little taste of being a contender at the top of this women's field.
And I think it's something that, like you say, I think winning is as much of a mental game as a physical game. And like you say, last weekend, you start to taste that and go, oh, you know what, I'm close to this. I'm not as far away as maybe I believe, and it doesn't take much of a mistake from the top to, she puts down a deep 39 here. All of a sudden you're putting pressure on, and I mean, Jamie's been pretty dialed, but there's a lot of names in here, and I'm excited to see. But let's see, 35 off should be fairly routine here for Neely, and she just does an incredible job of sort of the opposite of Sadie, staying over her feet both sides of this course, really planted through the middle of her feet.
Look at that. Beautiful looking pass there. Second pass coming back towards the dock. She started at 32. Not much change in that option. With 32 off to start off with, and came back at 35 off 12 meters. And looking in very, very good shape and getting ready to attack 11.25 meters, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like what Rob said a little bit ago, how she stands over the ski. She's in the perfect spot almost all the time, and especially at the backside of the buoy. Rob, the only thing we were commenting on earlier when she skied is just the occasional or more frequent loose line at the backside of the buoy. We see that rope go into the water almost every single buoy, but where she stands on the back on that ski, especially at the backside of the turn, she's able to just manage it, no problem.
Is that too much forward movement, do you think, that creates that little bit of loose line? Or
yeah, maybe a little bit. It just maybe some of that excess speed really snapping that ski around, not staying with the line, just staying balanced. But like you said, maybe just a little quick there at the buoy. But you see a couple of the turns where she has that tight line, and she comes out of that buoy even earlier than you could imagine.
No. All right, so looking at the dock side right now, we see Ali Nicholson. Getting ready to rock the roost here. All right, and whilst Rob goes wandering with his camera, let's focus in on Neely Ross coming in on 11.25 meters, the purple loop. Entrance nicely done on number 1. Powers up for number 2, keeping a good tight line here. It's essential that she does that with the tailwind behind her. Driving on down, that's number 4, that's number 5. She had a plan to run this pass, and she executes. Good skiing there. So great skiing there. So the next task is to run as deep as she can into 39.5 off, and with that kind of effort at 38 off, it's certainly going to be an uphill task there for Neely Ross. But I'm sure that once she finds her way to practically run 10.75 meters, she will do it almost every single time she hits the water there, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of got a perfect opportunity here, a little bit of head breeze down there at that end to deal with. And, is 2 going to be enough? Does she want to just get a piece of 2? Is she thinking about, of course she's thinking about going further than 2, absolutely. But, you kind of have to figure out what the look is out of 1 and figure out, hey, do I try to commit and turn at 2 ball and, push these girls to go to 3? But, yeah, watching that pass, I mean, again, still kind of seeing that loose line a little bit. But she just knows where she's at, and she has such the, confidence to kind of push through that pass. And, typically when a pass becomes that consistent is when you start getting down the line. at that following pass as well. So I think in the very near future we will see Neely, start cracking down the middle of this next pass.
And as the Serene Highness Prince Albert watches on, we have Neely Ross coming in, 10.75 meters into a slight headwind here. Oh, nicely done on number 1, broken forward into number 2, and can't do much about that turn on number 2, but it is a good enough score to take the lead. 2 at 10.75 meters for Neely Ross. And this is where getting the start, a great start for the Gates, not just a good one, but a great one for the Gates, is basically the ticket for advancing beyond number 2, Nate.
Yeah, you got to have a good start down there. And with this wind pushing right in your face, you got to make sure you keep some of that speed. And I think she might have got just a little bit slow, turning maybe just a little bit narrow. The one really wasn't too bad. I thought she had a little bit of space there, a little loose on the backside, got pulled forwards, didn't really have the strength to drive across course. Took a lot of speed with not too much angle towards 2. And, I thought maybe she could have turned that 2. She had the angle off the backside of it, but kind of elected to make sure she got a full 2. Which,
well, I think she tried to turn this number 2. Let's have a look at number 1, where she got a little bit twisted, but she
it wasn't awful.
Got crushed. Then she wanted to turn there, but
Yeah.
unfortunately moved too far down course to fully affect that turn. That's 2 at 10.75 meters. That is Neely Ross of Canada as we move to the halfway mark of this women's slalom final. It is going to be Ali Nicholson. All right there, so here we go. Ali Nicholson getting ready to rock. 13-meter start, the green loop. A little loose into number 2, but able to fend off the ill effects of that approach into number 2. Just trying to get settled in with the wind conditions being the way that they are. And with that successful completion of pass number 1, we'll send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Neely Ross. Just saw you get off the water 2 at 10.7. So the first lady threw 11 here in the finals. Looked like you were skiing pretty good out there.
It felt really nice out there. I'm pretty mad at myself. I know it's going to take a lot more than 2, and even all the girls after me, that if they get 2, my backup wasn't good enough. So I'm a bit bummed at myself. I'm kicking myself.
Yeah, but I mean, you had a really good one. I thought you had 1. I was like, she's going to get the turn on 2, look at 3. And unfortunately, it kind of looked like you came up short at 2. I'm not really sure, but I thought you had a really good start.
Yeah, my 1 felt pretty good, and then I definitely just came up a bit short. I think I, dug in too early out of 1, and then I got lifted to 2, and I just didn't have any speed and couldn't move through.
Well, still great skiing, 2 at 10.75, so we'll let you go get dried off, and we'll see where your stacks up. And right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you, Zane.
Thanks.
So thank you very much. As we continue to move right along, we've got Ali Nicholson, originally from Gallatin in the volunteer state of Tennessee, but lives these days in Central Florida. Trains alongside Nate Smith. Let's have a look and see how things turn out for Ali Nicholson. 12 meters, her return pass towards the dock. Getting down a little bit deep there off number 2, taking a big old shoulder hit there, but she's a strong enough skier, and probably a little bit lighter compared to a lot of other competitors competing at this level, and is able to use a high strength to weight ratio to affect some great performances going forward. That's Ali Nicholson, who's looking for a little bit of redemption after a subpar performance the previous weekend at the Royal Nautique Pro in Rabat in Morocco. And a good extension off buoy number 1, and just continues to find that sweet connection at the end of the turn and just move that ski through without any kind of a hiccup or momentary pause. just waiting for the line to tighten before she goes max leverage behind the boat. Does the same on each side. And as smooth as she like. There we go. Good skiing there. 4. Our competitor on the water, Ali Nicholson. We're halfway down the list. We've got an 8 skier final. Hoping to crown our champion very, very shortly. Could come down to maybe a runoff, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. In the meantime, Ali Nicholson, 11.25 meters. Only one person has run through this pass, and that's our previous skier, Neely Ross. And Ali Nicholson hoping to be the second competitor to achieve that lofty distinction. 11.25 meters. Getting down and dirty there around number 5 and number 6. And fantastic skiing on that Syndicate slalom ski. As a few of our competitors watch on and see how she's progressing right now. One of those competitors is our next skier to take to the water, Chilean competitor Trinidad Espinal. So looking at this, once again, round number 4. Tremendous effort, good approach into number 5. And number 6, as sweet as you like. So good skiing there from Ali Nicholson as she pushes on and pushes forward. Neely Ross currently in the lead, you see up there on the screen, with 2 at 10.75 meters. And already in second place, Ali Nicholson with 6 at 11.25 meters and continuing to ski. So here she comes, like I say, searching for redemption compared to what she did last weekend in Morocco. There's number 1, good stretch on that number 1. Round number 2, continuing to rock here, pushing forwards. There's number 3, continuing to get round number 4. She is round number 4 and unfortunately unable to S-turn her way out of that situation. Not too sure whether she's actually made it cleanly round number 4, but 3 is at the very least her score. We await the final confirmation on the buoy count, but a superb effort there for Neely Ross, and whether it is a piece of 4 or indeed just a straight up number 3, she is in the lead by at least 1 buoy ahead of Neely Ross, who is currently lying in second spot with a 2 buoy count on the same line length. So it is a 3 buoy count, so no dice there so far as Ali Nicholson is concerned with getting anything above a 3. But gliding up on the side of the boat, using this instant replay to forensically analyze what she got up to out there on the slalom course, skiing into a very variable wind. Just couldn't get the start on the entrance gates, and it had a cascading effect going forward. And there you clearly see that she wasn't able to get the ski on the outside, and she realized that a split second or 2 later, and didn't want to hurt her shoulders or anything else concerning her body, so dropping the handle and swimming into shore. However, the damage is there with a 3 buoy count at 10.75 meters. We're now into the second half of our list, starting off with skier number 5 from Chile. This is Trinidad Espinal. Nicely done. Round all 6 buoys on the opening pass. And Trinidad Espinal, she's excelled at a number of different levels, U17, U21. She may still actually be eligible to ski U21 when the World Championships comes into play in January of 2027. That event will take place in the Bayama Lacus in Peru, which is just a relatively short hop down the Pan American Highway from Peru's nation's capital of Lima. But that's over 6 months away so far as Trinidad is concerned. We're concentrating on the here and now and looking at the starting dock to see Ali Garcia get ready to go. And we saw momentarily Elizabeth Montavon as well, who's definitely fought her way back into contention compared to what she did yesterday. So certainly well done to Elizabeth Montavon. But she's not done. She's one of our finalists, and she'll be second to last off the dock. But in the meantime, we've got our fourth from last skier in the water getting ready to go. There's a minute drop time on each end. Enough time for the waves and the backwash to dissipate and to give us pristine slalom conditions. The only significant challenge for our skiers is having to deal with the wind, which is blowing and gusting up and down. This is Trinidad Espinal. Pass number 2, 12 meters. 6,12 mètres l'accord pour Trinidad Espinal, Chile.
Look at you.
Yeah, suddenly found my French lexicon.
Yeah. I'll keep it in English.
Yeah.
So what'd I miss? Anything good?
Okay. 3 at 39 for Ali Nicholson. You know about that?
Yeah, I saw that.
What about the one before?
I think I was up here for that one before.
Yeah, Neely Ross with 2.
Yeah. No, I was here. I was kidding. But I was just in the middle of the lake down there, and I can tell you the wind is quite strong. We're not seeing a ton of it on the water, but it is definitely blowing the trees and flags around down there in the middle of the course. It's
So you went down there for a recce?
For a what?
Recon.
Oh, yeah. That's the only reason I went down there.
Mm-hmm.
But, I did get to see, what the conditions are like, and it is certainly windier there than it is for us right here.
All right, then. So on the dock side, we see Ali Garcia from the United States getting ready, just trying to get energized for her turn. She'll be our third from last skier off the dock in this women's slalom final, and joined here by Rob Hazelwood as well.
Sorry, I'm getting my steps in, Tony. You can't eat all the baguettes and sandwiches that I'm eating and the olive oil and balsamic and not get my steps in.
That has so many.
It's called portion control.
God, the baguettes. Whew. All right, Trini. Let's see. 38. Still a big pass here. Not that easy. Wind is up and down, as Nate just said. Gets a little bit of a loose line at 1, but she can stay calm and stay in it. Gets back in it at 2.
There you go. Keeping the flow going. 11.25 meters.
Nice.
Getting good speed, good leverage behind the boat, and early enough to get that ski. Round number 6, that is Trinidad Espinal.
You would think she's been doing this tour for years.
Yeah.
She blends in so well with the way that all these 38s are getting run, and the way that she's running that 38, she's done it, 3 rounds on 3 now, and every single one has been not perfect, but I think that almost makes it more impressive in the fact that she's getting a little loose line at 1 and staying calm.
But here's the deal: she's from Chile, right? So she competes regularly on the Chilean National Waterski Championship circuit. Now, most national championships around the world are kind of like just
a national championship circuit.
Yeah, exactly, because in some places like Chile, they actually have more than one tournament to determine the national champion. So they have 3 times as many events to do that. They've got...
they have an open by itself.
Yes, and they have the Odessur Games, they have the Pan American Games, they have the Latin American Games, and they've got all of these tournaments to keep a skier of Trinidad's level well and truly occupied during the season.
Yeah, I still think it's a different ball game. I mean, here there's no one region or the other, and this is every single skier on the planet, right? This is if you're good enough, you want to come, you come, and it's an open invitation, and I think she's standing up with the best woman in the world, and
I would agree.
And I think it shows a lot of confidence, and I'm really excited to see how she gets on. Wind is up and down. Let's hope she reads this correctly. She's going to have to carry a lot of speed on this gate to get it right. She does. Almost too quick. Times that very well. Come on, Trini. Let's see the one. Good one. Is she going to commit to the 2 balls? She does. Come on, Trini. Stay with it. Can she get her feet outside of 3? She does. That is huge. Completes the S-turn. And there we go.
So now that is 3 buoys at 10.75 meters. That puts her into a 2-way tie for first place. Now, if that tie exists between herself and Ali Nicholson for a position other than the lead, would have to go back to determine the final placements between Ali Nicholson and Trinidad Espinal. Trinidad Espinal actually has a superior backup compared to Ali Nicholson, so she has that going for her. But let's have a look at this entrance gate for number one.
Nate. Oh, my goodness. That is things that dreams are made of. And I think she struggled the last 2 rounds getting out of that one. And honestly, I just lost her hips there. But I thought we were on for something exciting in a way.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how narrow. She just barely got outside of that 3 ball there as well. And
I think that's a PB tied. I think she's been inside of 4 before. She's definitely turned 3 in a tournament, but a very new place for her in the course. Let's say she's not S-turning 3s all day every day, and that's a phenomenal score. And again, I just think the way that she's competed this whole weekend and Morocco, right, has been nothing short of phenomenal for the level of experience she's got, the level of age that she is, and I love the way that she does a little 3, and she's a quiet girl. I've spent a lot of time with her. She's awesome, and she's a little fister, but like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
you know, that was me, and keeps her emotions in check, and I love that.
All right, there, 3 skiers to go. We're going to see Elizabeth Montavon and Jamie Ball in just a few minutes, but before those 2 individuals, we have Ali Garcia, 30-meter start. As we look through this pass, driving away from one side of the boat to the next, Ali Garcia, 5 and number 6. Now, for those of you curious as to the backup scores for previously mentioned Trinidad Espinal and Ali Nicholson, there's only a half a buoy difference between those backup scores as we send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Miss Trinidad Espinal. We just saw you get off the water, 3 at 10.7, and that puts you into the lead based on backup scores. So great skiing.
Yeah, thank you so much. And now there's like a lot of wind. Like on number 1, there was like a bit of cross, like the wind was cross. So yeah, it was a bit hard. But yeah, I'm really happy with my set. Like, I mean, I was like a bit nervous now on the dock, but yeah, I'm really happy with the score.
Well, great skiing. That's got you, like I said, in the lead. So we'll have to wait and see where it stacks up. But we only have a few more skiers left, and then we'll see where you end up.
So yeah, good luck to all the other skiers. Like, I mean, it's not that easy like it was in the morning. Like in the morning was perfect, but yeah, now it's a bit windy. But yeah, let's have fun and good luck to all the skiers.
All right, and with that, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right. So as we continue to rock away forwards, as Rob Hazel does double duty there with his photography and vlogging and Lord knows what else for the Syndicate brand. And let's have a look and see what our skier that's riding the good slalom ski has in store for us. A little bit down course off number 1 on 12 meters. A little flat-footed around number 2, but she makes that one work for her. Taken a little bit of time out to get situated fully for that leverage from 4 to 5, and consequently able to easily cruise away through that pass with a superb effort on 12 meters. That is Ali Garcia.
Yeah, and you kind of watch her come out the gates, and you see her shaking her head a little bit, like just kind of shaking that off. Hey, that was not a good pass. That's not really what I'm after at all. And you know, we can sit here and say, hey, that was good or bad, but you know, the way that she feels out there, she knows that she can ski so much better than what she did. And I'm not saying this is a bad pass by any means. The high level of expectation that Ali has and always will have is to be a lot better than what she just did. And she obviously felt something that just wasn't quite right, you know, kind of down course, on the back of the ski, getting a little bit late, a little loose line. And that's not what we normally see out of her. So I don't know if it's just maybe that wind, a little bit of nerves. You know, this is a score that she can, I don't want to say easily can get to 3-ball, but it's well within her range, right? She just needs to kind of hone in on what she knows how to do and make it happen.
So going full on Taylor Swift and shaking it off.
You always got those one-liners, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what that pass felt, because this one's going to be completely different. Different end of the lake, different line length, different direction, but 38 off, tailwind for
Here we go. 11.25 meters, tailwind attempt at this pass. The wind has been fairly consistent all the way through. There we go. There's one. There's number two. Wheelies up off number two and tries to make an attempt on that turn on number three, but nothing doing. And it looks like she may have actually hurt herself a little bit.
Yeah, I think she just didn't quite feel right the whole set. I mean, I don't know that it's injury related. You know, she just didn't quite look settled from the very beginning. And you know, as we talked from the earlier sets from some other girls and the guys just attacking from pass one, you know, it's very uncharacteristic to see Allie not be right on the backside of the buoy with a tight line. Like, that's normally what you see from her. And, you know, swinging in here to three, yeah, she just almost went inside of it, whether that was the wind pushing on her or what. But, yeah, she's going to be disappointed for sure. I hate to see that because, you know, she's very, very capable.
She's been looking good as well this week.
Yeah.
She's ran a lot of 38s and looking early, and it didn't look that bad in some aspects.
Yeah, but look at three. Like, she she goes, oh, I'm fine, and then I'm not.
Short pull, essentially.
Okay, and so what that therefore means that our lead skier, Trinidad Espinal, on three at 10.75 meters, has guaranteed herself a spot on the three-position podium.
That's phenomenal. She's 19 years of age, first pro podium, and makes the trip to Europe definitely most worth it.
And still eligible to ski the World U21 titles in January of next year.
Yeah, and I mean she's ahead of that now, Tony. That's going down. We're in the pro scene now. She's up, you know, and I think she needs to be looking at open worlds. You know, that three was something phenomenal. I know she's been skiing well, but
when and where are open worlds?
In Australia next year, sometime. A lot of tournaments before then, but there's a lot for her in this pro scene, and I'm excited to see her. I'm excited to see these up-and-comers, you know, build confidence. We get a lot of the same names year on year, and it's exciting to see Vincenzo in Morocco, to see Trini, to see these young skiers sort of bringing up the rear and being like, hey, I'm good. I can beat you if you slip up, and that's exciting.
All right, then our next competitor to take on the challenge of this slalom course here at the national training site for the Monegasque Waterski Federation. This is the Monaco Waterski Cup, and our penultimate skier in the women's slalom event is on the water right now from the United States of America. This is Elizabeth Montavon.
Yeah, you know, she had a little bit of a tough start to the first round of the tournament. What was it, a fall at 35? I think maybe 3-ball at 35. She ran 2.5 at 35 the first round. You know, had the ski kind of come up over the rope, I think, if I remember correctly. And, you know, came back this morning. One of the first girls off the dock put out a 3 at 39, 3 at 10.7 this morning to get herself into
she was second last, and then she skied up to second.
Yeah.
And with that, let's send it on over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Miss Allie Nicholson, tied for the lead with Trinidad. So good skiing. How did it feel out there?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought it felt a little bit better this morning, but the wind's a little bit tricky. But, you know, overall, fairly happy with the score. I definitely, you know, wanted more. But, yeah, I mean, best score so far. Hopefully we're on the upward trajectory going through the Europe Tour. So overall, fairly happy, yeah.
Well, you turned 3 and like made a play on 4, so the judges did not give you that half, but you know, it looked like you were pretty close. Do you think you hit it?
I was pretty close. I think I was inside it. I kind of tried to S-turn because I was pretty sure I was inside it, but I was like, hey, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, and then the S-turn definitely failed. But yeah, ultimately probably needed to throw it a little bit harder, try to play a little bit more, but yeah, so ended up with 3. That half would have been nice, especially right now. It would have made a difference for sure.
Yeah, the crowd would have loved to see like that Freddie Winter body slide. So maybe you can throw that in for us next time.
Yeah, I don't know that I really want to do that, but yeah, I need a little ounce of that, of the commitment that Freddie gives.
Yeah, well, great skiing today. We'll let you go get dried off and send it back to you, Tony.
All right then, and as Zane encourages his sister to go out there in the pursuit of more bruises, here we go. We've got 12 meters for Elizabeth Montavon, getting ready to go on that pass of 12 meters, and getting ready to pursue the purple loop, which is 11.25 meters.
Yeah, and you know, her number one support group, I believe, is not on site this afternoon. I think Stevie fell a little bit ill this afternoon, not feeling great, so I believe...
I think she called upon the village of Montavon in Switzerland for a little bit of support there.
Yeah, I don't know. I was sitting with her earlier, and she pretty much she's like, Stevie, just stay home. You know, just let me go do my thing. So, but we know he's watching and, you know, supporting the heck out of her. And, you know, I know he's super excited to see what she's accomplished this year and hopefully have a good shot here at this 38 pass coming back and a little bit of a tailwind. Certainly looking good, you know, kind of a change of equipment this summer, and came out swinging this spring, like really, you know, accomplished a lot of things, and some really good skiing and really good scores.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you find something that clicks. And
yeah, and she's open to everything, you know. I think she's tried multiple different ski brands, and, you know, that's what we were talking about with Mateo earlier, just having different options to choose from, because not the same thing works for everyone. We see Jamie there on the dock, and, you know, if you took her ski and fin settings and gave to the next girl, I don't know that that's, you know, the answer for them either. So here we go. Elizabeth coming back in at 38 off, 11.25 meters.
Here she comes. Let's see what she can do. 11.25 meters. She knows that she's got to run this to stay in contention here. There's number 2. Good to go for number 3, skiing with that tailwind, which complicates some matters. But I tell you what, she gets around number 4 and tries to make a play of number 5. Visibly annoyed there, so it looks like it is going to be 4 1/2 on 11.25 meters, and that therefore means that that score from Trinidad Espinal is good enough for a second place at worst.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're looking at, you know, Ali and Trini still tied for first. We have Jamie on the dock. You know, we like to assume that she's going to go out and run 39, but, you know, that 3 ball is kind of a little iffy spot for some skiers too. But, you know, we kind of go back here and look at this replay of Elizabeth. I thought the start was okay, got in deep there towards the beginning a little bit, kind of recovered, especially back out of this 4 ball. Just not sure what happened here at 5. Just maybe got pulled a little bit narrow by the rope and let it get away from her. She can, you know, that's the worst feeling in the world, watching that rope, you know, go away from you, and you can see the frustration from her a little bit.
She got a decent start, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Kind of deep at 1, but I thought that was, you know, going to help her there. But, you know, just almost out the back at 2, managed it really well, staying balanced over the ski. Kind of got back in here at 3, but, you know, pointed that ski right at 4 ball, which put her down course towards the middle here, and, you know, saved herself at 4, honestly. But, you know, you like to see the frustration. She had a little bit of a hand slap of the water, and, you know, she talks about, man, I've accomplished all my goals for the summer. This is all bonus. But you can just tell that she's building that confidence, and it's not okay, right? Like, you had a chance, you had an opportunity, and she knows she can fight with these girls. So
dare I say, from about this point onwards, Elizabeth Montavon is essentially playing with house money.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that last week, and of course you are, right? But, you know, at the same time, you're over here trying to ski your best, and it was an impressive pass, and we've seen some really good skiing, and, you know, she's here for the whole tour, so she's not going away. She's going to be there, you know, knocking on the door at every event, and, you know, knowing her, she's wanting to get to that top step.
All right, so here we go. We are down to our final competitor. This is for all the marbles. Defending champion, currently the Pro Tour leader, This is also the world champion. This is Jamie Ball from Canada. And already employing her signature snow ski-esque technique with a good knee bend and good solid pat from one side of the course to the next.
What a life to be Jamie Bull, right? Spend the summer skiing, travel around, and then spend the winters in the mountains snow skiing. And I mean, it just seems like quite an amazing thing to do. And I know Allie and I mentioned trying to join her this past winter, but we just never really made anything happen. But it sure would be fun to experience with her.
Yeah, that would be a great existence, you know, and being able to ski in one type of skiing in one section of the year, and then just strap it on, and 2 weeks later be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's Paul Crawford out in California that kind of does that California ski ranch. They had a day where they went and did a snow ski day and then came down and water skied later in the afternoon out there in California. So you kind of get the best of both worlds out there on the West Coast. Snow ski, water ski, both same day.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten to do that before.
Neither have I, if we've been honest. So we've got the Waterski Pro Tour stop number 5 here at the headquarters of the Monégasque Waterski Federation here in Roquebrune-Serra-Jean. This site hosted the 95 World Waterski Championships, a world championship which featured wins from Andy Mappel and Helena Schelander.
Wow. I mean, it was Andy a lot, right? It was always Andy.
And also some dramatic scenes that featured the world overall champion as he was crowned at that occasion, Patrice Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure those of you that have been around the sport that saw that were amazed at the scenes and the fighting spirit of that French athlete being able to get another world overall title way back in 1995, which, let's remind ourselves, Nate Smith in 1995 was 4 years old.
4 years old, yeah. Yep. I saw a video, I think it was yesterday, I don't know if you've seen it, of Jeff Rogers and Chris Parrish at the U.S. Nationals. I think it was at Corey's in Santa Rosa.
I think I saw that, yeah.
95, somewhere in there.
96.
Yeah, that they went... had a runoff over and over and over, all the way into the dark and into the lights. And, you know, the cool thing about that is they were running off at, I think it was 2 at 41. And that was 30 years ago. On skis that had a fraction of the technology that they employ nowadays. Yeah, so, yeah, just crazy to see kind of some of those head-to-head battles, the different styles of skiing, you know, things. That's right when Chris Parrish was just starting out. You know, he was a kind of a young gun coming up on the scene with a seasoned Jeff Rogers. But and you know, in around about 1995 was about the first instance. Then we saw the widespread use of the hard shell binding, and when it came down to British skiing, there was one skier who pioneered the use of that binding. Any idea? Well, you're leading me towards Andy, but he wore a rubber boot for a long time. Me. Ah, there you go. Here we go, Jamie Ball, 11.25 meters. Getting down deep there with the first couple of buoys. This is 11.25 meters, rocking and rolling here, 4 and 5. And is now eyeing up, teeing up for an assault on the title here at the Monaco Waterski Cup. Yeah, pretty normal 38. I mean, we see Allie down there. There's Will kind of standing on the dock also, but you know, there could be a runoff if Jamie doesn't get a piece of this 4-ball, right? So we're looking at a potential runoff with 3 skiers. If Jamie ends up with a 3 or anything less, we'll see Allie and Trini in a little bit of a runoff. But man, what a big 1-ball there from Jamie. It is just a 38 off pass for her. We like to think it's a walk in the park, but you know, every skier deals with a little bit of, you know, struggles and hesitations when you know that the tournament's on the line with a 3 at 39. And I would never bet against Jamie. Look at that approach into number 5. Yeah. I'd never bet against her, but, you know, it's an offside turn at this 3-ball. So
All right, then. So we've got a situation where we've got a two-way tie for second place between Trinidad Espinal and Ali Nicholson on 3 at 10.75 meters. So they are already on the podium. Which position that they'll end up on is yet to be determined. Trinidad actually has the tiebreak ahead of Ali Nicholson in that regard with their two scores of 10.75 meters. Here she goes. This is for the win. Needs to get a piece of forward to do that.
Weird
little
gate.
bit of a twitch there into the gate shot into buoy number 1. 10.75 meters. Oh, she's going down course here. She's round number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 3-way runoff for the title.
Yeah, that was, I don't know what she's pointing at or what she thinks she saw, but that was a horrible gate there. I mean, you saw her on the gate glide kind of wiggle back and forth a little bit. Let's see a replay on that. But, man, she went so hard in there into one ball. And that's just a veteran there by Jamie to make sure to get it done, make sure she gets that 3 ball. See if we can listen in to.
I went into a full side slide on the gate. I don't know.
Okay, she was a little bit miffed with her approach into buoy number 1 from that gate shot. So we need 3 things. What would those 3 things be?
Oh, sorry.
What do you say? A pen, a hat, paper?
Paper, a hat, and a pen.
There you go.
So we need to ascertain who will go out first in the runoff for the championship. And I don't think between those two competitors' wildest dreams, between Ali Nicholson and Trinidad Espinal, that they were.
Yeah, did you see that there? She said that she went into a full side slide on the gate glide. You kind of saw the ski on that gate glide kind of pivot and shift sideways. So, maybe there was a man, look at that 2 ball. Maybe there was something in the water there. Maybe there was a fish, a turtle. There could be anything, right? I think I've seen Jamie hit a gator before. I forget where we were when that happened, but she hit the head of a gator at one of our
I got
events.
within 2 feet of a gator one time.
Yeah.
In Gainesville.
See that right there?
Yeah,
I
saw
don't
that.
see anything in the water, but
she had to commit to the turn right there and then.
But look at this to get all the way to 3 ball after this 2. And really, really stretch into this 3.
All right, so our podium is set. Just the positions are a bit of a question mark.
You're correct, yeah.
So between Trinidad Espinal, Ali Nicholson, and Jamie Ball, they will all run off for the title, each one of them tying on 3 at 10.75 meters. And so let's send it over to Zane. I think he's trying to locate a piece of paper and a pen.
Yeah.
And we've got plenty of hats.
Yeah, there are plenty of hats around.
All right, then. Let's shoot over to Zane.
They're good to draw. They're paying attention to the draw. All right, hey, guys. Down here on the dock waiting as they're doing the draw of the names for who's going to ski first. We're waiting to see here. So we had a 3-way tie, 3 at 10-7 here. I believe we're sitting here looking, and looks like Trinidad Espinal will be our first skier. So that'll be where we start. And right now we'll send it back with you, Tony.
All right, then. So Trinidad, Jamie, and Ali in that order. Each one of them will go on the last previously completed pass, which right off the dock is 11. In the same direction as 13.
It is the same direction, which, is kind of nice for them. They don't really have to change too much or, feel a different wind direction, I suppose. But, kind of looking at Jamie just came off the water. Trenny was before that, and then Ali was prior to that. So Ali's going to have been off the water the longest of these 3 girls.
So fantastic action so far. We'll have Trini about to take to the water. I mean, she'd all but packed up her gear and was heading to get situated for the podium awards.
Well, it's a unique spot being in first place, right? Because now, at the end of the day, you didn't get beat. You got tied. I mean, kind of the way that I think about it a little bit is...
At least not according to the official results, anyway.
Correct.
So, and here's something to consider. She was guaranteed at least a second spot, but now her spot can be as low as third, and but she could go out and take the win.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of like I was mentioning previously, yeah, she was guaranteed a different podium spot. However, you gotta think of it sometimes from outside the box a little bit. I mean, for Trini and even Allie, like, they put up scores that did not get beat. You tied for first place. At the end of the day, it was a kind of a first place finish there. Now you're going to kind of play out the podium, right? Of course, you're going to go out in a runoff, and it's a little bit more challenging, and things could, scatter a little bit differently than what we expect. But, each girl has that opportunity to take that first place spot here now. But, yeah.
So, and there's quite a big chunk of change also on the line between each of our positions. So there's that going for our skiers as well. 60 points for the win, 48 for second, and 40 for third on the Waterski Pro Tour. So Jamie Bull on 174, Neely Ross on 135, and Elizabeth Montavon on 107. And I'm sure that Trini and Ali between them are looking for some more points. And they're also looking for some more votes. waterskibroadcasting.com/play. So here we go, folks. It is now a runoff for the win here at Monaco.
Think she's ever been in a runoff, especially at 38 off the dock?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, somebody may know better than we do.
I think she was actually, having said that, she has been in a runoff situation last season in the World U21 Championships in Calgary. I don't know who she was with in a runoff with, but yeah.
I think she had a runoff at Masters a couple weeks ago too. Is that just like a head-to-head thing?
So let's just say, and let's agree that this isn't the first time she's been in this type of situation. So in that runoff in the U21 Worlds, I believe, was between herself, Christiana de Osma, and I believe Daniela Kretzmer was involved in that three-way runoff at the U21 Worlds in Calgary in Alberta, Canada last season.
Looking over my shoulder, the conditions seem to improved a little bit. I'm still feeling some wind, a little ripple in the water, but I don't see the big gust that I think we had earlier.
So
38 cold.
Here we go. 11.25 meters. Needs a fantastic start here to stay on track. Nicely done. Round number 1 and number 2.
Great start. I mean, you would never guess.
Keeping it going. Come on. Trinidad Espinal, 6 on, 11.25 meters through the exit gates. Fantastic skiing off the dock, and having not skied for several minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that pass, you would never guess that was not in the middle of a normal set that she was taking. You'd never guess that she was off the water and, got her stuff all back together and, going to go ahead and put the pressure on here. Like we talked about with Jamie, you like to think that 3 at 39 was a score that, hey, I'm going to pack my things up and I'll accept the second place and, be okay with that. But you just never know what can happen sometimes. But, man, that 38, that doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
All right. So Trinidad Espinal, who's had experience in runoff situations. Most recent one, as I mentioned, last season at the U21 Worlds in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The same season that hosted the Winter Olympic Games in 1988, to which one Serene Highness Prince Albert of Monaco competed in his first Winter Olympics as the driver of Team Monaco two-man bob.
38 or 39 it is. 10.7 coming back
Here we
in.
go. 10.75 meters. Alpha 2 on the zero off. There's one. There's number 2. And safely to the wakes and gets 2 buoys at 10.75 meters. Not bad, cold off the dock.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It's really, I don't want to say a safe score, right? But didn't have the start she was really looking for and was able to manage to get over to that 2-ball.
Okay, so a crunch in the numbers and the potential scenarios going forward. 2 at 10.75 meters. So great skiing there. A nice smile there from Trinidad Espinal with the instant replay. A lot of noise being made across the way there, and I'm sure they're getting in with the event as well. There's number 1, broken over a little bit into number 2, but she successfully negotiated that 2 buoy count, and superb skiing there from Trinidad Espinal.
I think no matter what happens, she has to be happy. I mean, that's.
So. All right, then. So the backup scores come into play for any tied scores other than the winning score, of course. Let's have a look and see Jamie Ball coming into the course at 11.25 meters. Critical that she gets the start, and she gets it round buoy number 1. A little bit down course there. There's number 2 sliding down course off number 3. Power and precision. Round number 4. Good extension round number 5, and is good to go round number 6 on that blue Syndicate Works 02. Gets through the exit gates, and good effort. So as we crunch the numbers and the potential scenarios, if there is a tie for a position other than second, then it goes to the backup scores. The skier with the lowest backup is Ali Nicholson versus Trinidad Espinal with the second highest backup, and obviously with her best score of a 2 at 10.25 meters from one of the previous rounds, Jamie Ball has the upper hand against both of the other skiers in terms of a backup, so bear that in mind as we calculate the results going forward.
Yeah, it just goes to show the importance of a backup score. You know, going back to Ali's 1.5 at 39 on a previous round is kind of the reason that she has Trini above her if there is this tie. So sometimes you don't always think about it that way, but it can come back and bite you a little bit later on in these kind of situations.
All right, then, crunch time here for Jamie Ball. The target score is going to be 2 on 10.75 meters. The score set up there by Trinidad Espinal. Gets round number 1 and number 2, exceeds that score to the tune of 3 buoys at 10.75 meters. Round number 4. And it is 4 that is the stopping off point for Jamie Ball. 4 at 10.75 meters. That moves her ahead of Trinidad Espinal. So there we go. That was Jamie Ball. All right, so Jamie Ball on that new blue ski from Syndicate, looking good. Just taking a good approach off number 2 and getting a little bit stalled up on number 3, but still managing to make some inroads on number 4. But unfortunately unable to get much of a turn on number 4 to continue going. So here's the scenario. Trinidad Espinal can finish no worse than third. Jamie Ball can finish no worse than second.
Yeah, and, you know, Allie's sitting down there on the dock. You know, she was in a similar situation at the Masters last year. She was the last one off the dock, had to go out and put up the best score to try and win, and got it done. But, you know, this is a runoff situation where you're cold. You know, she's been off the water the longest of any skier right here.
All right, let's have a look and see. This is Allie Nicholson. She has to get through 11.25 meters to put herself in a position where she can strike for the lead and the win. Broken over, round number 5 and number 6. Through the exit gates and tailwind 11.25 meters now, 10.75 meters for the win.
Yeah, so she has to plan on going for it at 2-ball, right? She always has a pretty good offside turn at that 2-4. Did bite a little bit too hard on her yesterday, but, you know, you kind of think about Jamie in the back pocket here for trying to take the win or tie Jamie to go back out again. But you definitely want to fight for this second place spot as well. So you have to remember that in the back of your mind, that Trini's at 2 and a tie of 2 is going to put Allie in third place. So she needs to go out there and really try to get a good gate in 1 and, you know, be patient at that 2, let that ski come around and try and do everything she can to at least get a part of 3 to put her in that second spot. And if everything's going well, then go for it.
All right, so that's the only scenario in which this runoff tie can continue into another round. If this upcoming score ends up being 4 from Allie Nicholson, then that would force another runoff situation, in this time involving Jamie Ball and Allie Nicholson.
It's waiting. Oh. And in France, keep your tradition to the class.
All right then, folks, for all the marbles. Allie Nicholson to determine the championship in the women's slalom. There's 1. There's number 2. Oh, getting broken over, and 2 buoys at 10.75 meters, and that therefore means that your champion here at Monaco for 2026 from Canada, with a score of 4 at 10.75 meters in the final, it is Canada's Jamie Ball.
Yeah, I thought I stepped away to watch in person a little bit, so we'll see what the replay looks like. I thought she had the gate in 1, maybe to swing over to 2 and get that turn, but, you know, I'm not sure if she knows what the scores do here, the placement.
Okay, so far as the placement goes, it means that Trinidad Espinal is in runner-up spots due to a superior backup, even though the scores are tied in this round of the runoff. That therefore means that Allie Nicholson is in third, as you see her ski back towards the dock as we have a look at our alternate view instant replay. Barrels into number 1 with a whole bunch of speed and just drives that ski off the first wake into the second. Just trying to get that ski round, but was just not ready for the pull. And with our champion, we have Zane Nicholson.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with your champion, Jamie Bull. Nice skiing out there. Got the 4-ball there in the runoff, but we saw a tie at 3 at 10.7. That's not usually how you win the events.
Yeah, I don't prefer to win that way, I can tell you that. I'm not loving the runoff situations. But, yeah, my 39 in the normal round, I pulled out of my gate, and it felt like someone grabbed the tail of my ski, and I went into a full side slide. And so I was, like, out on my gate glide, like, and then just kind of, like, did what I could to tie to get back into it. But, yeah, I don't know if I, like, hit a little fishy or something, but my ski was, like, fully, like, and then went. So managed to get the tie to put myself in the place to try again, and luckily it went well in the runoff.
Yeah, no, you looked really good out there, so congratulations on the win, and we'll let you go get dried off. Try not to get sick like some of the people hanging out, but congratulations on the win.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely spot we have here and a great event, so thanks to those guys for putting it on, and yeah, just trying to dodge all the 6 people on site.
All right, and with that, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. So that concludes the Women's Slalom Championship. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Jamie Ball, your champion for the 3rd time running. 3-time champion here at the Monaco Waterski Cup. with a score of a 3 at 10.75 meters. Then in second spot, Trinidad Espinal, also with 3 at 10.75 meters, but with a superior backup to the tune of 2 buoys against 1.5 at 10.25 meters in a round previous to this. Ali Nicholson in third spot with her score of a 3 at 10.75 in this round. Neely Ross in fourth spot, Alicia Bagnoli in fifth, Elizabeth Montavon in sixth, Ali Garcia seventh, and Sadie Ferguson in eighth. So that concludes that. We'll go on to the Pro Tour standings, and already off to a massive lead in this year's Pro Tour standings in women's slalom. 236 points for Jamie Ball, Neely Ross with 165, Elizabeth Montavon on 125, Alicia Bagnoli on 105, and to round off the top 5 is Ali Nicholson with 87 points. And more details about the Pro Tour standings on the Waterski Pro Tour can be found by going to waterskiprotour.com. All right, so as we continue right along, our next order of business is to announce the winner of the women's audience prize for that slalom skiing. And Gordon Christie from the United Kingdom. Gordon Christie from the United Kingdom, you win yourself a Connolly slalom ski. Gordon Christie, congratulations to you. We're going to reach out to you within the next few hours via email, so make sure you keep an eye on any email that relates to the skier audience prize for the women's competition. So we're now going to play the game show that's causing up a storm around the world. It is Pick Your Pass from the women's final. Pick your pass. So your favorite pass.
Gosh, I haven't played this game before. I kind of got to think back and look what you know. We kind of go back a little bit to the beginning of this. You know, Liche really had a fight. You look at Sadie's kind of fight there, but you know, I think I almost have to go with not a battle and not a fight, but looking at Trinidad's 38 in the runoff there. You know, coming off the dock, cold. Runs a 38 like it was nothing. I mean, I think that's one of the more impressive things that I saw. I mean, Ali had a very, very great 38, but, you know, watching Trini's 38 here was just pretty incredible.
A powerful skier and with a lot of potential going forwards, and still a relatively young athlete out there, age 19. This is a Trinidad Espinal, and doing a fine job, ending up in second spot ahead of Ali Nicholson, but behind Jamie Ball in the runoff situation. And she's got a really happy disposition about her, as well, as we heard with the interview of her having gotten through that effort there in the runoff situation. The first pass right clean, cold off the dock on 11.25 meters. All right, then, pick my pass. I wonder. How about Alicia Bagnoli with 5 at 11.25 meters? Just because I can't think of anything else aside from your suggestion there, Nate.
Yeah, of course.
So that would be about 1, 2, 3, 4 passes into the women's slalom final, which should make it a little bit easier for Vincenzo to select the instant replay.
Yeah, I mean, like. I'm glad you picked her, because I was thinking the same thing, because it was not an easy pass. You know, it was a pass that showed just grit and strength and, you know, just dedication to continue this pass, even though things weren't going right almost anywhere.
And just absolutely slammed that ski on number 2 into number 3, and was still in with a chance to run this pass even at that juncture, but managing to get 5 buoys on 11.25 meters and actually saw her eventual ranking rise up from where she was in 8th spot, I believe, to 7th, to 6th spot, which is always good. So there we go. That was Alicia Bagnoli, and the event countdown. We've got 12 minutes to go, a little under 12 minutes to go before we go into the men's slalom final. So just enough time to do 2 things. Grab your favorite beverage and grab your favorite seat.
There you go.
And get ready to throw down with the men's slalom final here at the Monaco Waterski Cup. All that to come. All right there, so we're about to go to a break, but looks like we've got some things being lined up for me right here, and your final thoughts on the women's slalom event there, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talked about Jamie being the last skier off the dock. The lead was 3:39. It's not somebody you expect to not get it done with a 3:39. You kind of expect her to go out there and run that, and you could kind of see with the interview that she wasn't really that excited of the win. You know, she's like, I don't like winning this way. I don't like winning in runoffs and, you know, not getting it done when it matters. So, you know, expecting Jamie to win, I think that's what we see a lot. Seeing that tie towards the end, you know, having Tranny and Allie both tied and making it all the way to that first place, that was a little bit surprising to me. You know, unfortunate for Elizabeth Montavon kind of going down a little bit early. I thought Allie Garcia was going to have a really, really good chance. Great competition. I mean, it's 3 rounds of great slalom skiing, 3 rounds of great scores, and you know, they're all going to compete one more time next weekend together for pretty significant prize money, at least for the top 3 or 4, I believe. So the men coming up, though, I think this is going to be the event to watch. I think, you know, it took a 3:41 twice to get into this. It's going to be pretty impressive.
All right, then. So as we continue on, let's send it on over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm with Prince Albert of Monaco. It's great to have you here at the lake. Enjoyed, you know, it's been a great women's slalom event. So how did you think of the competition?
Well, Zane, hi, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I thought it was a great competition, really exciting. Those women are strong, and they put out a great show for us. So it's fantastic, and it's such a great place here on this lake of Roquebrune-sur-Argence, and the Monagasque Ski Federation. They're doing a great job organizing these events, and I'm so happy to see the development of water skiing and from our Monegasque athletes, but athletes from around the world in these great competitions. And so this is a great event, the Monte Carlo Waterski Cup, and I hope we'll see many of you back here in years to come.
Yeah, and I know the skiers love coming here, and they take a really good care of the skiers. So it's great to see we had just as many women competing as just as many men. So that was really nice to have.
No, it's great. It's great to have that gender parity, and with all you great athletes from all over the world, and it's really raised the level so much over the last few years, and it's wonderful to have you all, and I hope you'll keep coming back.
Well, we definitely will, and thank you so much for coming out for your support. We really appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, and right now we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much indeed, and indeed thanks to His Serene Highness, the Prince of Monaco, Prince Albert. And it's great to have his presence here at this event there, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like he said there, he hopes that we come back and keep, you know, returning to this great tournament that we have over here. And unfortunately, I was unable to ski this one, but I've been here for every single tournament that they've had from the very first one. And, you know, he's got my support as long as we have his support of us coming here. You know, it's a great tournament. It's a great site. We enjoy everything that, you know, this south part of France, going into Monaco and all that has to offer. And, you know, it's definitely a tournament that I put first on the list of this is the one I'm going to try to go to this summer.
And as we get ready for our men's slalom final and getting ready with our first competitor, Thibaut Dayon, to take to the water, we got Manuel Domini at the helm now. And I certainly remember His Serene Highness's sporting experiences in the late part of the 1980s, where he drove the two-man bob for the Principality in the Olympic Games there, and the Olympic Games in Calgary, Alberta, Canada in 1988 were a real festive occasion. I mean, you had Eddie the Eagle Edwards, you had the Jamaican bobsled team, you had Katarina Witt, you had Alberto Tomba, and and many other personalities aside from that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember what years were those that you're referring to here. You know,
It was all in the same Winter Olympic Games in 1988 in Calgary.
So I'm thinking, man, I don't really remember this, but it wasn't really thought about yet.
No, not at all.
Right? So I guess I didn't do a little digging of the history and go back and watch and try to bring some of these videos up and refresh my memory.
Just find a VHS tape that says Cool Runnings, and that should help you out.
There you go. You still have a VCR player anywhere that you have access to?
No, but I can always download that Disney movie called Cool Runnings, basically chronicling rather with some dramatic license the exploits of the Jamaican bobsled team around about that time.
Yeah. Well, we've got the first skier getting ready to hit the water, Thibaut. You know, kind of squeaked himself in here a little bit. You know, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but, you know, Thibaut's such a great, strong skier, very consistent skier as well, right? So our conditions pretty much haven't changed since the women, but we are going to have a 35 off start for all these guys coming in here, and the majority of them already did that once in this event. So it shouldn't really be too big of a surprise for them, but we can kind of see the dock down there, the boat just waiting on him to get ready, and looks a little lonely, you know. They're kind of just him hanging out down there, Julia on the dock with him, but that's about it.
All right, and Julia, an athlete herself, used to compete in equestrian events here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the full history of that, but I do remember hearing bits and pieces, and, you know, she's a skier as well. I think, I don't know if she competed here this year, but I think she did last year, if I remember correctly. And she usually skis in the Fungless tournament next weekend, too.
And I think she progresses at a level to where she actually has to get a new slalom ski each year just to keep up. Here we go. This is a 12-meter start for Thibaut Dayon, who comes to us originally from Mauritius, but claims French citizenship and nationality, and probably has U.S. citizenship as well to boot.
Man, a little bit kind of broke at the waist there at that 4-ball, I think. It was a little difficult to see from this angle, but a little bit of a buckle there at 4, nothing really too much to worry about. And you mentioned Mauritius. I've never actually visited that island. However, we did have a couple of tournaments in Reunion Island, which aren't too far from there. And Thibaut was kind of a tour guide for us on a couple of days. He had us hiking up these hills and waterfalls, and it was some of the most amazing sights that I've ever seen.
Yep, in Reunion Island, a département of France.
Yeah, it was a great spot. You know, they have a nice little ski lake there. I don't know, I guess you call it a waterway or a freshwater lagoon. I'm not sure what you really call it, but it's, you know, it was not a man-made ski lake or anything, but, you know, it was a lot of fun. You kind of ski underneath a bridge, and you have a mountain in the background there, and a little bit of lettuce, as they called it, to ski around. It looked like little cabbages floating around in the water. But, you know, we had a lot of fun. It was right there on the ocean. They took great care of us. And it was a long, long journey to get over there, but one that I'll certainly remember for a very long time.
Yeah, you kind of had to fly through Paris to get there, huh?
Yeah, I remember. I think we were with, it was me, John Travers, and Regina. We got to Paris, had like a long layover. We're thinking, we're almost there, but it's still an 11-hour flight. So, you know, we went to the Eiffel Tower, climbed every stair by the stairs up to the top because it was too long of a line to wait on the elevator. But, yeah, it was good times. A long time ago now.
Indeed. But let's have a look at Thibaut Dayon getting through for 11.25 meters. Good skiing. Started on 12, ran that, followed up with this pass, 11.25 meters. And works as his own boss at a realty company in Central Florida, and doing a grand job. And he's also one of the sponsors of our seasons-long coverage on TWBC. So a big shout out to him for his contribution in that vein as well.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate him. He's done the wonders of delivering me some really great neighbors on my lake. He sold a few homes on my lake, and they've turned out to be some fantastic neighbors. So we'll keep him around for a little while longer.
Yeah, he has his uses.
Watching this pass, though, I mean, look at this 135 a little bit, kind of dropping into the water here. I think we saw it at 5-ball, just a little bit unsettled. But, you know, first skier off the dock, there's not any scores in front of you. You're kind of the front runner to go out and put a score, and I think he knows every single one of these guys are going to get at least 3. So it's got to be in his mind to run 3 at 41, if not more.
All right, working his way through. So a skier on the water is Thibaut Daignan.
All right, 39, tailwind, 10.75. A little bit deep there at 1-ball, Tony. Just kind of a little touch and go on that 135 side, but you know that is his onside, a little loose line out at 3. Pushing it down course a little bit, but really trusting that 2-4 side. You know, wasn't that bad of a pass. A little loose line, a little down course, but you know he managed it so well. It was kind of like one of those passes, like, okay, well I got to get through this, but I'm going to do it however way I have to get through there. And like I said, we critique everybody up here, but at the end of the day, you're just looking for the score.
All right, then, looking at the dockside and seeing Sasha Deskin getting ready to go, and we'll continue on with this men's slalom final, courtesy of Thibaut Daignan. That pass at 10.75 meters, just barreling into these turns and using some immense strength there. There's no wonder that he's wearing some KT tape across his left shoulder to try and mitigate some of the ill effects for slaloming with that level of aggression.
Yeah, I thought he was just taping his arm back on. You know, maybe it fell off or something, but no.
What do you think he is, the Winter Soldier?
Hey, you never know, right? So, still a great pass. It really doesn't matter what happened on that pass. All we do know is that he's going to be coming back in. A little bit of a headwind here on this 41. See what he does here at the gate. We've seen a few skiers get narrow down there. We've seen Jamie do a little side slide, trick action on the gate glide for some reason. But he's going to have to get a start here.
All right, then, here we go. Season's best 3 at 10.25 meters. If he can put together a performance here, it will be a sizable target. Look at him go. There's number 1. Vicious
Nice.
turn off buoy number 2. He's still there. He's good to go round up. Oh, and
man.
goes for a Patrice Martin-like exploits there around buoy number 3, but unfortunately just couldn't hold that ski deep enough into the water to get enough traction. But it is 2.5 buoys at 10.25 meters, at least there for Thibaut Daignan.
Man, I thought he had a good piece of 4-ball there coming up. I mean, I think he did too, maybe surprised himself a little bit. Had the gate that he was looking for. It was a great turn-in, a little deep out of 1-ball, but, you know, did not hesitated to, committed to it completely. I think he just surprised himself. I think he just needed to be a little bit patient at that 3, not try to run it all at one spot. Man, he's going to want that one back. Look at that, too. I mean, really, I thought he was going to be just fine. He had to stretch just a little bit.
And just pop the fin, didn't he?
Which we've seen from skiers right there. A reasonable amount at that 3 and 5-ball for some reason. We've seen skiers kind of rear up and wheelie at the 2 and then blow a tail there at 3. Man, the 1.
But getting a little bit deep off number 1, handle coming up a little bit high, not able to get full leverage, and being off balance into number 3 didn't exactly help his cause either. But he sets the target for our remaining skiers to follow. And the first of those skiers coming to us from France is Sasha Deskin. 12-meter start.
It does make the skiers go by a little bit quicker starting here at 12. You know, these 4 passes and on to the next one. It makes things roll a little faster. But Sasha, another one of those skiers that can easily pop out a 4 or even more. Very dangerous.
Nicely done, and good skiing there. 4. Sasha Deskin is the As the Meckler family, a
Luca
rather
in his
young
soap.
family there on dockside to see Daddy off. How about that for cuteness?
He knows you're going to need that soap. We'll use those rubber bindings.
Yeah, that T factor is one of the best non hard shell bindings out there, and uses it to great effect. As we see Thibaut Dayon along the shore side and working that prototype from Syndicate to great effect. The Works 01 could be coming to a ski shop near you.
Yeah, I mean, he looked, a little shaky, the 38-39, but man, the 41, he just had it going. I think that's one you definitely want back. You're going to lose a little sleep. You're going to kind of beat your head against the wall a little bit tonight on that one because, I think kind of like we saw with John Travers earlier, he had such a great start. I think he came into 4 thinking he was going to run it. Same thing here with Thibaut. He got to that 3. He's like, man, I have a chance. I got an opportunity. This separates me from the rest of the field. And unfortunately, just could not make it happen.
Now, if there is ever a skier that's powerful enough to make an impression upon this pass and passes to come, this is Sasha Deska. Now, Sasha Deska, as a result of some of his more aggressive skiing, has had to suffer through a whole slew of injuries in recent seasons, and is probably coming to the realization now that if he wants to have any more in terms of longevity in this sport, he's got to moderate some of that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to limit, some of the crashes. Some of them are self-inflicted. We see some skiers just throw themselves out for the show, I think, sometimes, and you see Sasha really, really go for it. But, you don't see the crashes out of Sasha that much, but you do see the hard hits, heavy loads that he does put on, but is somehow always able to make it happen and get it done. But I think he had a pretty bad lower leg ankle injury, 5-6 years ago. We were actually talking about that at dinner last night. And, it's injuries that you think might end your career, but, you always come back fighting. And I know he's had some back issues over the years. And some of that could be just from these heavy lows, these big hits like you're talking about. But I don't know. You'd never know that any of that stuff has happened watching him ski right now.
And I know that you, Nate, are not immune to having back injuries or troubles there. So what have you had to do in the past to kind of mitigate that for one and try and eradicate it for second?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few injuries. One was non-skiing related with a knee that I missed some time, and an ankle that was 2 ankles that were from skiing. But the back injury, I don't really know what it's from. Maybe it's sitting and flying too much. I'm not sure. We'll continue this chat after this 39 tail from Sasha.
All right, then. Here we go. Sasha Deska. Continuing on. Round 5 and number 6, a little loose line off 5 to get round number 6, but decent enough skiing there from Sasha. And could he be worthy of your vote for skier of the day by going to waterskibroadcasting.com/play? You have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to cast your vote, and it's an award given to us courtesy of 2U Healthy Snacks.
Yeah, I'm sitting here holding it. It's the closest I've ever been to one.
Yeah, but it's a nice little trophy there.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, I think, today. Kind of watching some of these skiers, which one to give it. I think last week's was equally as challenging. I think,
Could it be Trinidad?
Yeah, I think we could see that.
Could it be Elizabeth's?
Yep. I mean, I think it could be any skier, right? I mean, we saw 3
even
girls.
Jamie for winning 3 titles on the bounce.
Yeah. I mean, I think kind of getting over to the guys. We'll see how it plays out here at the end. But, JT had his best score of the year and also backed it up. It wasn't just a one-off. It was kind of 2, he had the 4 at 41, but also, he was just inside of it yesterday. So there's a lot that could happen here at the end. I think the women, there's definitely 1 or 2 in there that certainly deserves it. But here we go, 41 off, Tony, coming back in, a little slight headwind.
Here we go, folks. 10.25 meters. Getting
Nice
a good
one.
start off number 1. Laying it down off
Nice.
number 2. Look at this. Round number 3. Keeping the flow going. He's taking the lead. Look at him go. He's round number 4. He's good
No
to go
way.
for number 5. Can he make it?
Wow.
Round number 6. No, but 5 buoys at 10.25 meters. And that, I believe, is the season's best score so far for Sacha Desquin.
And yeah, we see there at the bottom, boat path approved. We have a SurePath tracking device in the boat that gives us an instant tracking of where that boat path is, so we know if there's any deviation. You know, not only, you know, the driver sometimes can get pulled from the ski or the wind, but gosh, like I said, you know, Sasha can always pull one out. You just never know when it might happen, and that's the best that I've seen him ski in quite some time.
All right, Sacha Desquin. Could he be your skier of the day? And I'm sure that our folks along the shore side are grabbing their smartphones right now and going to waterskibroadcasting.com/play to put in their vote for skier of the day. And I think Sacha has a very, very good case to make to try and get that award of skier of the day, notwithstanding the fact that he could potentially win out on this event right here if his score of 5 at 10.25 meters goes unchallenged. Skier on the water getting ready to hit the course. It's going to be Dane Meckler.
Well, we talk about setting the pace early, right? And that seems to be where everybody chases. And, you know, our second skier out with a 5 at 41. Obviously, Dane is very, very well capable of doing that. You know, we don't see him run the 41 off pass that often, you know, very rarely, actually. But we'll finish that thought after we check in with Zane.
Indeed.
All right, hey, guys. Here with the mountain man, Mr. Sasha. 5 at 41, 10.25. Huge score.
Oh, man, I'm so happy. I've been struggling the 3 last year. First tournament of this year, I ski better than the last 3 years. So, yeah, the score is good, but I'm just happy. I feel like I'm myself again. You know, I'm under the water. I don't see shit, but I hold on the handle, and he goes one buoy after the other and the other. And so I wanna say thank you to Brando, because he sent me a text just before skiing, and he had the right words. Thank you, man.
Yeah, well, shout out Brando. We had him, you know, missed him here this weekend, but dude, great skiing. Congrats. Awesome. We'll see how that shakes up, but good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
And let me emphasize, just in case you didn't pick up on of the body language and the tone of that response, he is very happy.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that's a huge score for him. I mean, yes, he's capable of it, but like he mentioned, he just hasn't been able to get that done the last couple years. You know, he's kind of unsure on his equipment a little bit, and finally found something that's working out well for him. I couldn't be more happy. It's such a nice guy. He's one of the nicest guys that's out here. He's always here at the end of the day supporting, and you know, he shows up to these tournaments and he doesn't ski well, and he's still happy. You know, he's still friendly to you and
he's
wishing you the
fan of the
best.
sport.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, one of his good buddies, Brando, like, that's cool. You know, to kind of call him out and say, hey, he gave me some good words, and give him a little bit of credit. So, super happy.
Yes, indeed. The skier to whom he was referring to, Brando Caruso, who skied over at the Royal Nautique Pro in Morocco about a week or so ago, was very close to leading the competition for a short while. As we see this effort here.
Yeah, we've kind of
from Dane Meckler, almost
kind of missed Dane a little bit here on this last pass, but it's a 38 off pass. I mean, everything looks the same for Dane all the way up through 41. So, you know, he's feeling a little bit better. He's one of those that have somehow been attacked by, you know, whatever this sickness, virus, illness, whatever it is that
maybe they're just not generally used to food that is served around this area.
I don't know. We've been here so many times. We've been in Europe so many times, and I'm starting to. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so we'll leave that up to those. But here we go with Dane, 39 off, coming back in, tailwind.
Here we go. This is Dane Meckler, 10.75 meters on Bravo 1, which is a rather unusual setting compared to a lot of other competitors. Little slide down course, but still managing to make an inroads on number 3. Good to go around number 4, 10.75 meters. He'll have a go at 10.25 meters. Coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, a little touch and go there at the start, maybe 2 ball, I think it was. But, you know, a somewhat easy pass for Dane. I know, 39 is not a pass that he misses, whether it's practice or tournaments. I know he's really proud about not missing it in events and pressure situations and, always giving himself that opportunity at 41 to go chase the lead. And this is a big score. This is a 5 at 41, but, for Dane to get to that 5 ball, it's going to be his onside. He's going to try to go for it if he can get that far down course. And, hopefully he can dig deep, find the energy. He's got 1 pass left in the tank here. It's been a rough night for him, a rough 24 hours, but you got to dig deep. You got to find everything you have left to try and make this happen.
And looking good and looking strong all the way throughout. And let's see if he can, to quote a phrase, empty the tank on the 10.25 meters in every aspect of of that expression.
It takes everything, right? This is a mentality of 41. Okay, I got to get midway down. It is totally different than I have to run it now. Like now, you have to run 41 to win this tournament.
Here he goes, 41 off, 10.25 meters. 10 mètres 25. Coming in. There's 1. A little high-sided into number 2, but managing to still hold on to this round. It was that close, and he knows it too. It is 3 1/2, and he was so close to being able to make that vital connection at the tail end of number 4 to set himself up for just 2 more remaining turns on the slalom course at 10.25 meters. But the gate is under review.
Yeah, I can't see anything from here. But, loose line out of 1. Kind of got pulled up just a little bit. Kind of flew the second wake there just from being flat through it. But, committed to that 2. Got into 3, had the space, and just turned. I mean, I thought if he got to this 4, he definitely had a chance at least trying to get over to 5. Just lost the tail of the ski, unfortunately. It is a good gate.
Yeah. It is approved, and the score is 3 1/2 for Dane Meckler at 10.25 meters. 3 1/2 at 10.25 meters. 3 bouées et demi à 10 mètres 25.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, that's still a really, really good score. He really wanted that piece of 4. A full 4, but more importantly, trying to get over to that 5. He was not giving up. There was no stop there. Just unfortunately, the tail of that ski was unable to stay in the water, but that does separate him a little bit. That's a piece of 4 ball, which, puts you past that 3 ball stack up that we sometimes see.
All right, then, here we go. This is the opening pass for Thomas de Gasperi, coming to us from Trentino, area of northern part of Italy. Very picturesque, and certainly has one of the more unique places anywhere in the world to be able to ski and to vacation and do all that kind of stuff. And Thomas de Gasperi, current 12-time European slalom champion and 2-time world slalom champion.
Well, you mentioned it with Thomas's site here in Italy, or over in Italy. I've been there multiple times. It's one of the coolest places to ever go visit. Just the walk down the stairs, the visual that you see of the lake and the crystal clear water, and the food around that town of Trento is so nice and clean and friendly people and great food, and it's just it's a whole great experience. But, I was talking to Thomas earlier. He, whether he wants me to say it or not out here, but it's information that I saw, and I'm the announcer this weekend too. So he found that his binding was actually pivoted just a little bit incorrectly from what he's used to. So his boot has maybe moved a little bit, which might be causing some of that inconsistency we've been seeing. He had a great set last one, but the first one, remember how much of a struggle that was?
Yeah, exactly. And it's compounded by the fact that Thomas's ski is actually asymmetrical.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's even more critical of the angle of that front boot there, so how it's canted. And I think he did make a change. We'll see how that works here in this final round.
Skiing on a ski of his own design, the asymmetrical T-Gas slalom ski. Its production model has been released this season, but he's been skiing on that design for a number of seasons. Wide on one side to give him support on his offside, and shaved down on the opposing side to give him a little bit more turn and a little bit of quickness across the back of the boat when he turns off his good side.
Well, and watching this, one of the things he was complaining about, he's like, man, my 2.4 is just not there. As a righty and that being my onside, it's just not there for me. And he was really struggling. So this whole thing with the binding, I think, is what he came up with. So just watching that pass there, I thought the 2.4 was really coming around nice. Had a nice tight line, ski stayed in the water. So hopefully that is the fix that he's after. Just looked a little slow on that 1.35 side. So, maybe, stole from one side, gave to the other.
And not a bad effort here. 11.25 meters, having cleared 12 meters to get his effort up and running. And he looks better, looks dialed here, I would say. And I know it's a little early on with the second pass, so 11.25 meters, but as critical as it is for him to get dialed, he still has to put the muscle behind the effort, and we'll see what he can come up with, see what he can conjure up on 10.75 meters for pass number 3. This is Thomas de Gasperi. We're halfway down the list now. Here he comes on Alpha 2. Little bit of a slide, but a controlled one.
That 2.4 is looking a lot better.
Indeed it is. As we continue to rock a little bit loose off number 5, is able to get around number 6, takes a and takes a huge ping through the exit gate, so it is going to be a rather hurt there, Thomas de Gasperi. That boat is making its way back to him.
Yeah,
he's writhing in the water right now, and we'll see what the extent of that injury is going to be. It was certainly...
it could be a combination, just back injury, whiplash.
Stinger.
Yeah. Which is, I think, what he's
having trouble clenching his fist there on his left arm.
He is kicking, moving around, swimming, which is all good news.
That's good to see that, but let's have a look at see what preceded it. This is a tailwind attempt at 10.75 meters. Do not forget that.
Yeah, and it is a little gusty. Like I said, the water conditions are perfect out there. We would never complain about skiing this in practice, but it is something to think about. It's a little variable that you're kind of unsure on. So just a little hesitation there out of the 4. Just after I said the 2.4 looks so good, and then 5 just, I don't know if he was just trying to be too safe or what happened, and, that's a lot of slack. Oh, man.
Oh.
We got to work on that.
That sinking feeling.
Yeah, that little lasso there at the end.
And he's also using one of those strangely shaped cross-section handles as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's got a standard normal handle, but, just taking that slack. This is what we talk about. This is what you see JT doing so much of, is curling that rope up, trying to get rid of some of that slack. We see Thomas come here out the gates. I don't think he expected to not turn 5-ball like that. He definitely got around 6, but see, he just takes this, right? This rope comes tight, and boom, it just launches you right out the front. So if you can try and get a curl in that or some type of coil.
All right, and Thomas de Gasperi being transported on his way back to the starting dock. Although as hurt as he is, it might be advisable for our medical crew to make their way back to the starting dock at the earliest possible convenience, and getting some, looks like it's pointing to his neck, and maybe a little bit of whiplash as well. I mean, it is not... It's not a pleasant experience, that much I can tell you.
Yeah, it's not a fun situation at all by any means. And, you know, we kind of saw it with Cole. Yeah, I think he's struggling a little bit more than, you know, what we think. Things can kind of get worse as time goes on, right? We saw it with Cole the other day. Yesterday. You know, he had that bad crash and then made the call to not ski today just simply because he was feeling dizzy. He thought he had a concussion and, you know, saw medical help a little bit, and you know, they advised him on that mild concussion that he has and to not ski. And same thing here for Thomas. Like, you don't really know what happens. You know, all your pieces are there. I'm alive. I'm good. I'm on top of the water. It's easy to say I'm fine, but once you start gathering all the pieces and putting them back together, you can kind of start to analyze what's going on. Like, okay, my arm's fine. It is throbbing a little bit, but my neck, you know, I took some whiplash, which is I think what I saw there, just some whiplash and, you know, probably a lot of blood rushing to his neck and head area. And it does look like they've got him out of the boat now, and hopefully the best for Thomas there.
All right, as we address the medical concerns of Thomas de Gasperi, we'll continue on with our next competitor very, very soon as the boat makes its way up and down for a simulation pass. That will be for Will Asher. We try and ensure that the conditions remain the same and equitable for every skier, as we have a look at Sasha Deska, the current leader in the clubhouse right now with 5 at 10.25 meters, and this is how he went about it. There's number one, and just absolutely just cranked off a huge one round buoy number 2 and number 3 to boot, and looked to be in this, and he certainly was for the good portion of the run, and just came in with a lot of speed, managing to do a modified S-turn to get round 5, and returns to the wakes to score that 5. So there we go. That is Sasha Deska with his performance of 5 at 10.25 meters. Now, Thomas de Gasperi, I believe, scored a 6 buoy count, and with no continuation, 6 at 10.75 meters. Held onto the handle behind the boat to temporarily achieve skiing position. But it's a 6 buoy count at 10.75 meters with no continuation to speak of. So as we continue along, we're still entertaining votes for skier of the day. Be sure to go to waterskibroadcasting.com/play to enter your vote for skier of the day, brought to you by 2U Nutritional Snacks. We thank them for furnishing us with the trophy for skier of the day. And there's certainly plenty of candidates right now that is deserving of that prize.
I think I've got my vote in. I'll save it till the end, but I've got my vote in already.
Are you prepared to write it down on a piece of paper and seal it?
Well, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the one that comes out to win, right? But, yeah, so, everybody go vote on that, on the website there and get our votes in. But, yeah, I'll write it on a piece of paper for you right now.
Here we go now. This is coming into the course. This is Will Asher from Great Britain selecting Alpha 2. So, decent effort there on pass number 1. And getting ready for the second one, which is going to feature a pass on 11.25 meters into a fairly sizable head breeze now.
This is going to be a pretty cool thing to have for Will. Hopefully it's not distracting by any means, but to be water skiing in a tournament and have the Prince of Monaco leave and the helicopter over the top of you.
Yeah, and we even built a helipad there just for that convenience.
Yeah, how cool is that?
All right. Getting ready for Will Asher to come back into the course on 11.25 meters. Pretty cool shot, isn't it?
Yeah. Nate. We're finding things a little more exciting than water skiing at the time.
Well, but just at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you just don't see this every day at a water ski tournament, and it's just great to have someone like that coming here and supporting us in tournaments and in such style. I mean, you see all the skiers down there kind of videoing and
I've always wanted to say this, but ladies and gentlemen, the Serene Highness has left the building.
There you go. Just in time for Will coming in on his 38 off pass here. He's going to have them flying right over the top of him as he's coming down the course.
Might be a little bit of a distraction, but not much of one. 11.25 meters for Will Asher.
We had a tournament many years ago up in Milwaukee, the Malibu Open, that they had the air show there right in Milwaukee. And as we were skiing, you could hear them just flying right over us the whole time, and that was pretty cool.
And this is the nice part. The frame rate of the camera.
That's cool. Yeah, what a cool thing right there, huh?
Yeah, that's
so
class
cool.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen. There, courtesy of Will Asher getting through 11.25 meters, and a salute there to the Serene Highness Prince Albert of Monaco, and also as well the frame rate with the cameras is actually synchronized to the helicopter blades as well, so that's why they're not moving as quickly as one would associate.
They're actually moving? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that is cool. What a cool experience there for Will to have him fly over on the exit there. Probably was hoping that wait until his 41 off pass, but you know what? We had him in our presence for quite some time here, and it's a really special thing. So,
indeed, it is.
We'll have Will coming back on a 39 off. A little bit of a tailwind, not too bad here.
Here we go, folks. This is Will Asher, 10.75 meters. Rocking in here, needs to make an impact upon this pass, and in order for him to strike for the lead, a little bit loose line on number 3, but managing to get outside of number 4. A little bit messy 4, but managing to get round all 6 buoys, and a fine effort there.
Yeah, it was not the prettiest of 39s that we've seen from Will. We talked earlier about it just looking kind of slow. The pressure's on now. You definitely have to go out there and perform. And, maybe the wind is a little bit more of a factor. I thought the start was pretty nice. Got a little deep in there. I think it was 2-ball maybe. I'll have to go back and see this replay here. But, Will's done it so many times that you kind of know what you can get away with and still run a pass. I think it was the 3-ball that was just a little bit slow, then really dug in deep here at 4. But We do see that from him from time to time, and it's not really that uncommon to see him get such a big 2-4 turn.
So Will Asher, who scored a 4 in the previous round, which is his season's best to score. And all of our slalom skiers looking to try and snag this trophy right here, courtesy of the Monaco Waterski Cup.
I think I heard the goal is to, you know, win that cup and have your name either etched in it or have, you know, a placard of some sort put on it to have all the winners from all the events that we've had here.
Or maybe like those trophy rings like you see on the Stanley Cup, you know.
Yeah, so 41, headwind. He needs to run this pass.
Here we go. This is Will Asher, 10.25 meters. Lead score is 5, courtesy of Sasha Deskin. There's number 3, a little bit down course here. Here's number 4, and unfortunately unable to get that ski deep enough in the water to affect a turnaround. Number 4 looks like it's going to be 3.5, 3.5 there for Will Asher at 10.25 meters, half a buoy short of his best score of the season. He's currently second. Still out in the lead is our Frenchman, Sasha Deskin.
Yeah, I mean, kind of watching this pass from Will, you know, the start wasn't too bad. Just kind of unable to manage, you know, the loose line a little bit, kind of not sure, you know, where you're at in the course a little bit. We'll see this replay. I thought the gate was okay. There was good speed. There was good width. Maybe a little slow out of the one ball turn here, but really not that bad. I think it was 2. Yeah, he had to suck up that loose line out the back, had to go extra hard, took a lot of speed, a little narrow into the 3, but really trusted to go for it. And then you see that extra little tug off that second wake and, you know, out the back. It's a terrible feeling knowing you can't even get the ski to commit there. He's going to be bummed. He's going to be disappointed. But, you know, it's 2 good scores. You know, it was a season's best on the last round. And, you know, he's there tied for Dane with the seeding here, though. He's going to be bumping just one spot ahead of him.
All right, and looking at this attempt on this pass, Handel going up behind him, and unfortunately that sinking feeling very, very present there towards the end. It's going to be 3.5 at 10.25 meters. As we now introduce Charlie Ross, a skier who had to battle his way back into contention not too long ago with his second round score. Currently a second place on the Waterski Pro Tour with the current standings as it shows right now. Freddie Winter on 169 in the lead, 144 for Charlie Ross and 109 for Will Asher. And each of those competitors will be gaining points as a result of this competition, and we'll see how many points each one of them accumulates as we see Jonathan Travers gets ready for his go out there on the water.
It is always interesting how that early skier that puts out that score, you know, is always that one to chase. You know, we have Sasha, the second skier off the dock, put out the score, and, you know, all these guys are kind of fighting to get to that point. And we're just about going to see Sasha have a guaranteed podium spot here. We got 3 skiers to go, including Charlie, but you know, Charlie did it last year. He ran the 41 in the finals, going this direction. We know he's capable of doing it. We know he wants nothing less than running 41. Improve a little bit each round. You know, the first round didn't go his way. Second round, he did what he had to do, and this is his time to shine.
Here we go. His time to shine, indeed. Not a truer word said, as we see 11.25 meters attempted by Charlie Ross. I mean, he shocked the establishment around the world when he ran through 10.75 meters at the young age of either 14 or 15 over at the Swiss Pro several years ago, and he's really developed since then.
Yeah, I mean, what a better place to run, 41 here last year, right? You talk about doing it in places such as Florida, your home, or, nice ski lakes, and this place is fantastic, but you have the pressure here of a pro event, and the money's on the line, and he went out and got it done. So to do it here, that's probably got to be one of the most memorable first time running 41. I guess it was first time a pro event. I don't think that was his first time running 41, was it? I don't remember.
But he established a number of records at the time. So first time that he ran 39 was at Swiss, and first time that he ran 41 was also at Swiss.
That's right.
And the plate that he's running with is of a Swiss design.
Swiss.
Yes.
So you're saying that's the place to get it done.
Maybe not enough for him to go over there and get himself a red passport, but I think he'll stick with his Canadian one for the time being.
Yeah.
But here we go. This is Charlie Ross. This is 10.75 meters, a pass he knows he's got to get. Fantastic skiing. Currently second on the Waterski Pro Tour season-long standings list. Look at that turn off number 5 to get back into decent enough shape to get round buoy number 6. That was quick.
Yeah, it's just having all that trust and confidence in that offside turn, which is what's helping him produce these big scores. But, we're seeing a little bit of something come up with Charlie. We're seeing that onside, that 2-4 side kind of being a little bit slow, ski coming up a little bit. I don't know if there's any adjustments he's made. I would certainly hope not.
But whatever adjustments he does make out there on the ski is facilitated by the fact that he is rocking that brand new plate system with more fine-tuning elements than anything else out there. You can find out more by going to skiprogear.com, and to boot as well, he also running with ski gear gloves as well. So if you want a better grip on your competition in more ways than one, check out skiprogear.com. All right, then. So here we go. Charlie Ross, 10.25 meters. Now getting set up here. The defending champion from last season. There's number 1. Rocking his way into number 2. Oh, look at that approach off of number 2 into number 3. Working with the boat. Look at him go. There's number 4. There's number 5. This is it. 6 buoys. Yep. 10.2. 5 meters. 10 mètres 25.
I mean, that's what you want to do, right? You want to just have an improvement every single round. I mean, just because you have a bad round there in the beginning doesn't mean anything. You just got to find your way to get back in the rhythm. And unfortunately for Charlie, it took 3 rounds of making that happen. But he did. And he kind of threw that 39 away that wasn't pretty, and came into this 2-ball, little extra drive into the 2. You can see, making sure he got that space, climbed up over the ski here into this 2-ball, and just cranked it. See that right there? That's what saved him. Right then and there, you knew he was going to run this pass. You just have those feelings when you get those starts. You just know that it's yours to mess up at that point. You don't have to fight to get right back into it.
Okay, so a great skiing there from Charlie Ross, getting round all 6 buoys at 10.25 meters. And boat path approved. So I hope I'm going to pronounce this right. 9 mètres 75.
Your guess is better than me.
2.5 is the world record. And guess who has it?
Hey, there I am. At least I show up on the webcast once this weekend.
All right, then, here we go. 2.5 at 9.75 meters is the world record, and we are on 9.75 meters. Let's see what he's got. There's number 1, flat foots it off number 1 to the wake. It's 1 at 9.75 meters. 1 at 9.75 meters. Le score final pour Charlie Ross. Une bouée à 9 mètres 75.
It's kind of the unfortunate thing of 43. You know, we've kind of been touching on it a little bit for many years here now, and you know, I've turned it. Obviously, got to the world record, the 2.5, but you know, seen 2 a handful of times, and we've seen Charlie, you know, get to that 2 and turn it here just a few weeks ago. You know, it's just a matter of time. I think, you know, what is Charlie, 19, 20, 21? I don't know.
He's still a college student.
Whatever he is, 20 years old. Yeah, so he's 20. So Vince says he's 21 years old. He's got so much time ahead of him, right? It's just a matter of time. I've been, you know, honored to hold that world record for over 13 years now.
And he's been world champion at U21 and U17 level as well to boot.
It's just a matter of time. You know, he's gaining more and more confidence, more experience, and
let's hear a big cheer, folks. Charlie Ross, 1 at 9.75. Is that going to be enough, though?
You know, I think it's, you know, I think it's a safe, but he certainly thinks it is. I think he's just excited to finally get through a 41. You know, like I've mentioned every ride at Charlie's the last 2 weeks, he's more focused on running that 41. You know, you go run 41 more times than not, you're going to win the tournament. However, you do have JT on the dock here. He's somebody that has had better 41s than almost anybody we've seen so far until Charlie just ran that 41. And then you have Freddie on the dock there. You know, Freddie's had some really good starts. He's been able to challenge Charlie when he had that 5 at Monaco last weekend. He was able to, you know, fight his way and get there, but does he have enough gas to get through that pass? I mean, Charlie controlled the 41 there. He didn't just, out of pure luck, get to 6. Charlie was wide. He was early. You know, he was running that pass the whole time, even at 6 ball. So, you know, Freddie, as you would say, he's got to throw all the marbles in it and get it done.
Throw down.
But I don't know, Tony. I don't think you risk going down at 1, but, you know, Freddie has an ability. We saw it at Swiss to create that space into 1 and, you know, try and drive over to 2. He was quite inside of 2 at Swiss, but, you know, he at least got over there. And that's part of the challenge is I find myself more times than not getting to 3 or not coming out of 1. So
here we go. Coming to us originally from Groveland in Central Florida, this now is Jonathan Travers, 12-meter start. Entrance, round number 1. Little high-sided there at the tail end of number 1. Let's not forget, this is 12 meters. This line length is barely wider than the course is wide. And let's send it over to Zane.
All right, guys, I'm here with Charlie Ross. Huge score, 1 at 9.7. I mean, kind of almost a replica of last season's scores for you.
Yeah, almost a perfect replica. Last year was 1.5 in the first round, same as this year. Then it was 3.25. This year was 4, and then one at 43. So really happy. I mean, the skiers before skied unbelievable. You go ski some big scores, and you know that you got to have your mind to it and go for it. So I'm happy with how that went. You know, still a lot of skiing left with JT and Fred on the dock, two of the best. So got to stay ready and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's skiing really good. I mean, we've had some huge scores. You know, Sasha coming out, one of the earlier skiers, getting 5. So it's skiing well. But I mean, you're a monster. You smoked that. You know, the 10.25. It was a killer pass.
Yeah, thank you. I love being here. Truly, this is a pretty special place. So happy to have a good final round.
Well, cool. Well, dude, we'll let you dry off, see how it ends up. But great skiing. You looked awesome out there.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much. As we continue to roll right along, we've got Jonathan Travers out there on the water. He's going to be coming back on 11.25 meters. And there, Drew Ross holding a reminder that the ropes that we use for this competition are brought to you by Masterline. Big shout out there to Russell Gay for furnishing the ropes for this competition.
He's a great neighbor of mine too, which is great. I call it my leg, but he would say that I moved on to his leg.
Oh, and rocking his way through this pass, and not in a good way. There we go. That is Jonathan Travers.
Yeah, you're seeing just a little bit of unsettledness here from John. You saw it almost from the first pass. You mentioned it, just kind of high-sided the one ball a little bit, kind of touch and go as that 35 went on, and we kind of saw it extend here into this 38. But hopefully he can hit that reset button down here and come back in, get a good, nice, clean 39. But he should take a little pressure off his shoulders. Obviously all the pressure's on him. He's got to go run 41, get one at 43. But also at the same time, like, he knows, man, I have to go run 41. Like, let me forget about everything else that's going on. Let me go out and attack and see what I can do, because he's one of the skiers that has looked better than everybody else out there. So he just needs to repeat what he's been doing, not try to be someone he hasn't been the last couple of rounds.
So, little one settled there on pass number 2, but hopefully he can shake it off, as it were. So, and for those of you that are pondering your vote for skier of the day, waterskibroadcasting.com/play. That's waterskibroadcasting.com/play. Whether you are near or indeed far, get your vote in, and we will give you the result of skier of the day once this slalom competition in the men's championship is being concluded. Here we go. This is 10.75 meters. Still there. I'm sure that his family back home. So there we go. So great skiing there from Jonathan Travers, and I'm sure Jack and Leilani and Chris and everyone that is digs in Central Florida, which was the host of 2 consecutive World Championships in 2021 and 2023, before moving on to Europe and Ricchetto last season.
Well, I've got my skier of the day vote in, Tony. So as you mentioned, it's on paper. Yep. Well, it's on paper. It's on electrical.
It's all electronic these days.
Yeah, it's right here. I wrote it down on the paper too.
Okay.
So just so you know.
Why did you put my name there?
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, I get a writing vote.
We kind of, I don't say ignored that pass from JT, but that 39 was substantially better than the last previous passes. I think, it was a good pass to get under his belt for coming back into this 41. You see Charlie down there doing push-ups, trying to get himself tired and worn out before he has to do a runoff if one of these two guys do happen to tie him.
All right, so as he patiently waits his fate in relation to that score of 1 at 9.75, coming in for his attempt at 10.25 meters. There we go. There's number 1. Round number 2, a little high-sided there as well. He's round number 3 and stalls out on 3 and gets halfway down the run. Ladies and gentlemen, with 3 at 10.25 meters, the score final pour Jonathan Travers. So that means that that Charlie Russell is already on the podium, and joining him on that same podium is going to be Sasha Deska, who's currently in second with 5 buoys at 10.25 meters.
Yeah, you can see John just a little bit frustrated there. I thought maybe he got a little bit slow in the gate. This angle doesn't really look too bad. Not a terrible start, but just didn't get that 2-ball turn that he had the last previous rounds. For whatever reason, just maybe came off the handle a little bit early. Let that ski swing around the buoy and just had that little hiccup, which put him just down course far enough, and unfortunately right out the back of the ski.
Yeah, and 10.25 meter start. You mean you have to be essentially perfect, I do mention this from time to time, but in conversation with the likes of Marcus Brown, who said one time during the 2009 World Waterski Championships, the tolerance of being able to get it right and get it completely wrong is about the width of a garden hose.
Yeah, I mean, the gate shot and the starts there are the most critical. I mean, the gate in one will set you up to run or not run a 41. I mean, it's very hard and challenging to make up a lot of time in the middle of a 41.
Here we go, folks. This is Freddie Winter, 12 meters, our last skier to go. This will determine where the championship goes.
Big two ball there. And three.
He's gotten 5 at 10.25 meters, but he now knows that he's not only got to get to that point to put himself on the podium, but he's got to run it to stand any chance at all of snagging the championship.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a tall order, right? But, you know, he thinks he's certainly capable of it. We watched him do it at Swiss a couple weeks ago, and you know, one of the more impressive things was last weekend when Charlie went out and put up a 5. I think in Charlie's mind, he thought he had the tournament won, and Freddie just kept creeping back in, and just, you know, as you said, the width of a garden hose is probably what got him into that runoff with Charlie there. So you don't want to count him out. He's going to fight. He's going to try and get down there to the end. And, you know, 5 at 41 right now is still second place. So it's not even, you know, trying to get that second spot secured is still running 41.
Right, and there is Charlie and Drew taking a look back at his efforts there with our TWBC Instant Archive, which every single one of you that's watching this has access to by going to the TWBC YouTube channel.
How do you know they weren't just watching basketball or something?
They might as well be watching hockey.
All right.
Here we go, folks. Let's have a look and see. Coming back in on pass number 3.
Pass number 2.
Pass number 2, I beg your
38
pardon.
from the far end.
Almost preempted him a little bit there.
That's all right.
But 11.25 meters coming back. He ran through 12. Little bit of a hitch there on number 4, and equally so around buoy number 5, but still able to effect the full pass. 6 buoys. Freddie, not for the first time that we've seen it, but looking back towards the course and kind of wondering why there. What have you come up with?
Yeah, I don't know that I really have an answer to it. You know, like I said, we sit up here, we think we know the answers, but you know, you can be on the water and things feel completely different. I don't think there's anything to reference like what Jamie was talking about, but what I have seen with a lot of these skiers, with the exception of Charlie, everybody just looks a little bit different, a little bit off. I mean, I think Dane looked really good in this, in the middle of that pack there. You know, T-Gas was a little touch and go, but we saw it with Will. We didn't really see it with Charlie. We did see it with JT, and now here with Freddie, just something seems a little bit different. You know, is it the sun? You're going right into the sun right here. You're going into a shadow now, so you go from really bright right into a shadow, back into the bright. Kind of like skiing at Swiss sometimes in the evening, but you know, he did look back. I have no idea what he could possibly be, you know, looking for, or you know, maybe he's feeling something, or.
But one of the nice things about this facility is that it goes the east and west. It goes over the lake rather than goes side to side instead of up and down.
Yep, exactly.
All right, then here we go. Freddie Winter, 10.75 meters. Knows he's got to get it. Entrance, round number 1, a little bit of a slide down course, controls it well. He's round number 2. He's good to go for number 3. Slide down there as well. He's good to go for number 4. Fantastic skiing, and he's there, and it's a 6 buoy count at 10.75 meters. And at this stage, having seen that performance, we can conclude that every single skier, bar one, but only on a technicality, has gotten through at least through 10.75 meters. And
yeah, I mean, the scores really have been, you know, fantastic. Aside from that little hiccup that we saw from Thibaut, he was going for it. I'm going to count that as, you know, a big score because, you know, he was first off the dock. He was turning that 3 to go with much more left. And, you know, same with Dane, and unfortunately there for T-Gas. But, you know, Will, Charlie, JT, all were in the hunt mid-pack there.
All right then, so potential targets loom large for Freddie Winter. So to get on the podium, he will need to supersede Will Asher. That is score 3.5. To ascend to second at the very least, he will have to supersede Sasha Desquin.
Who's more nervous down there, Drew or Charlie?
5 at 10.25 meters now, and in order to take the win, he's got to not only run this pass, but get more than one on the pass to come afterwards. Here we go. This is Freddie Winter. Coming in. Entrance, 10.25 meters. Down course off number 1, but that's to be expected. There we go. There's 2. There's number 3. Battling hard. He's round number 4, and...
Ooh, 3.5.
And getting 3.5 there, which means that you're champion for the second year in a row with a 1 buoy count at 9.75 meters. You're champion of the Monaco Waterski Cup from Canada, Charlie Ross.
You just can never count anybody out, right? And especially Charlie these days. And, you know, just when you have a bad round, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes putting up the big score first doesn't always make it happen. But, you know, going back looking at this replay from Freddie, I thought he had the start. You know, the 1 wasn't fantastic, but he came out of 2 just fine. A little bit slow, I think, on the 3. We'll see once we get here on the replay. I mean, man, right on the backside of 2.
And with this score of 3.5 at 10.25 meters, it therefore means that even though he ties with Will Asher, he has the superior backup, which means that he is still on the podium in one of the top 3 spots. So looking at this once again, so looking to confirm the score there for Freddie Winter. Slides down course on number 3, getting the ski outside of number 4. And ladies and gentlemen, 3.5. Let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with champion Charlie Ross, 2 years in a row. Great skiing.
I'm really happy. Man, I love this place. It's special, so I cannot be happier. I mean, these are days that are pretty special. I mean, it was kind of an emotional roller coaster last weekend, and then the start of this tournament, how it went. But man, I'm happy. I mean, the field, I mean, you can see how strong the skiing was. I mean, I'm just happy.
Yeah, but I mean, you've been skiing so well this season. I mean, even last season, but you've even seen it step up in your skiing this season, and it's looking really good. I mean, everybody's chasing. They know you're able to throw out a big score, even if you don't have a round that goes your way. So it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you. And to that and the improvements, you know, we made from last season to this, I owe it all to the people around me, my dad, my family, my sister, my mom. My coach, Andrew Bergman, with me every single day. Mark Betzel at Rollins, all my sponsors, Nautique, Sixturn Capital, D3, Muskoka 365, Masterline, Winter Garden Waterski. I mean, seriously, it's special to get to share these days and share them with them.
Yeah, I know, it's so nice, and it's really nice to have your whole family here, being able to experience the win with you, and you know, Neely winning in tricks, and she skied well in slalom. It's great to have all 4 of you guys here.
Yeah, whole family and girlfriend, and then and in regards to Neely, I think she's proven the last 2 weeks that she is right there, and her first slalom wins a weekend away. So that's what we're looking out for and looking excited for.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's great. So, well, dude, we'll let you enjoy it. Thanks so much, man. Great skiing, and for the last time, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much. As we have a look at the final leaderboard to confirm that Freddie Winter scored 3 1/2, which slots him in 3rd spot. There you see the final leaderboard. Charlie Ross, your winner for the second consecutive year, with 1 at 9.75 meters, ahead of Sasha Desquin of France with 5 at 10.25 meters. And Freddie Winter has a score of 3.5 at 10.25 meters, combined with a superior backup. That puts him in 3rd, ahead of Will Asher with the same score, and also with the same score as well, with 3.5 at 10.25 meters is Will Asher. and Dane Meckler. Jonathan Travers with 3 at 10.25 meters. Thibaut Dayon with 2.5 at 10.25 meters. And the score of 6 at 10.75 meters belongs to our 8th place athlete from Italy, Thomas De Gasperi. And let's have a look at the Pro Tour standings. Oh, and look at this. Look at how close that is now. Freddie Winter still out in the lead, but his lead has been shrunk down to just 5 points ahead of Charlie Ross, who is on 204 Pro Tour points. Will Asher on 139. But also let's have a look at the addition of some more points, because the best score in the competition that was produced by Charlie Ross, which now means that instead of a 5-point differential, it's now 3 between Freddie Winter, who is on 209, and Charlie Ross on 206. Let's send it.
Hey guys, I'm here with Freddie Winter. Just ran 4 there. I thought you had a wicked start there at 41. I mean, you look so strong all weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit frustrated. Like that's mental weakness. That I'm not like I'll give myself credit for. I think I've shown some mental strength to come back to skiing and win tournaments again after what happened here a couple of years ago. And people have been coming up to me all day saying, "Oh, look at the dock. Well, what do you think about that?" And I'm like, well, it's tough to come ski here. It really bloody well is. I mean, it's emotional and it's scary. I mean, the last 2 years ago when I left here, I was in the hospital for 6 days and didn't leave France for another month. So, I had to start. I come into 4 and there's this little thought don't hit the dock, don't die. So, I'm happy that I went out there and put in a good performance. I skied, I think, well enough to do better than what my score showed. But I'm also happy with my season. It's another podium and. Yeah, I mean, I'll give myself a little bit of credit there for being brave enough to come back and ski, and I skied well.
Yeah, and I mean, and you've been on fire this season as well. I mean, just come out super strong, and I enjoy watching you ski because no matter what, you got that strength and the kind of that grit that some of the other skiers might not put on display, and you're always putting out huge scores, week in and out.
That's nice. Yeah. I mean, I train really hard. I work really hard. I love water skiing and I love competing. And Charlie, huge congrats to him. He's such a good skier. I mean, it's scary for someone like me to have to go and against someone that's that good. So, but that's why I'm motivated. I love it. I love skiing against him and the other guys. And you've got to be strong and you've got to be tough to be competitive. And so I try and do the best I can.
Well, I think everybody at home can definitely tell that you put in the hard work and great skiing this weekend, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Yes, thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, and again, I think this is the last time of the day, but we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. So as we continue to ready ourselves for the prize presentation, let's flash up on the screen the winner of the slalom ski, Kolesnikov Igor from Ukraine wins the D3 slalom ski. We'll get in contact with him later on to arrange what slalom ski he wants to go. We're still entertaining votes for the Skier of the Day trophy being brought to you by 2U Healthy Snacks. Go vote for your Skier of the Day. You got a few more seconds to get that vote in, and we're less than 15 minutes away from the prize presentation. My thanks to my co-announcers during the course of this event, Zane Nicholson along the shore side, and Nate Smith doing a fantastic job here, Rob Hazelwood as well, and Matteo Lizzeri, who also assisted me in the endeavor of calling tricks and making it make sense for all of you guys and girls out there. So less than 14 minutes to go before we go on to the prize giving here at the Monaco Waterski Cup, and we'll have that and much more to come right after this.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat, a place where that summer feeling lasts all year long, place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers. A place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down, and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Waterski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterskiResort.com.
It's well known that Canada has produced many of the best skiers the world has ever seen. Well, more and more skiers are coming to realize Canada's Shuswap Ski and Board is one of the world's best pro shops. They stock D3, Radar, HO, Connolly, Reflex, Masterline, Syndicate, Stokes, Camaro, S-Lines, Eagle, KD, Stealth, Pegosky, O'Neill, and back them with Shuswap Ski and Board's performance and fit guarantee. Check them out online at shuswapsnb.com.
At Houston Cadillac, at the moment you arrive, you will notice dedication to excellence. We deliver an unparalleled customer experience, and we're elevating our commitment with a new state-of-the-art facility. Explore our selection of new Cadillac cars, crossovers, and SUVs designed to meet your needs. We are redefining the luxury experience and investing in the future. Visit Houston Cadillac and begin your journey towards luxury.
At Dillinger Insurance, we have over 50 different carriers to shop your home, auto, and recreational vehicle insurance needs. We would love the opportunity to save you money. We insure million-dollar mansions, condos, mobile homes, rental homes, and everything in between. We know all about wind inspections, 4-point inspections, and how to get you the right coverage for your particular home. You've got questions, we've got answers. Can you remember the last time you had a rate decrease with your auto insurance? Let's take a look and see what we can do. We know all the ins and outs of getting our customers the best rates, coverages, and discounts, so put us to the test.
Don't monkey around with your insurance. Call Dillinger Insurance today. We've got tons of companies to help find you the best prices and the best coverage for your particular needs on home and auto insurance. Go Knights!
My name is Thibaut Dalen and I'm the broker of Dalen Real Estate. And today I want to show you some of our special listings located in Florida's world famous waterski hotspots.
For over 20 years, because times are always changing, the men and women of DNCA have been invested in future-oriented solutions through active and flexible conviction management. Times change, values remain. Entrust your savings to an asset management firm to meet your long-term financial goals. DNCA, Maison d'épargne de valeur. Speak with your financial advisor.
The perfect holiday isn't a destination. It's a feeling. That's why we don't sell packages. We listen. We design. We create journeys as individual as you are. Marola Travel. Wherever you're going, we'll make it easy.
USA.
Did it? W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Van Gogh. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm baddie, she bad, but she totally nice. Nails are blue and her toes feel like white. Det kom pin i med chart, at det så for mig lag. I nu er for
Morning, Brian.
Hey, morning. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, got out on the water a couple times. How about you?
Yeah, I got to set in. Just gonna make a quick phone call here. Oh, of course. Can you get that, Will?
Yeah, man, I got it. Thanks for calling Wake House. This is Will. Yeah, looks like we've got those in stock.
Hope I make it out of here. We ain't stressing about the loot. My block made a case of real. This not the molly, this the boot. Ain't no coming back from here. Live a life a lot familiar. It's so much gain that I can't see it. Yeah. Turn it up till they can't hear. Running around for the thrill. Yeah, dog, run my reel. Raw, I've been going to the real. Nah, they not back of the bill. Gorgeous, baby, keep me hard and still.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the award presentations for our pro women and pro men's slalom in the Monaco Waterski Cup for the 4th edition. And what a great edition it's been, with some exciting athleticism, some great skiing, and some fantastic results. And before we go into the actual awards, let me go into the audience prize. Gordon Christie winning the women's audience prize. He gets himself a Conley ski. And Kolesnikov Igor from Ukraine, he wins himself the audience prize so far as the men's are concerned. Now the interactivity is out of the way. And with that taken care of, I'm gonna give the mic over to Leko Kisaglu, who will have a word or two to say to our good folks. Leko.
Thank you, Tony. Again, I would like to thank all of you for having come here this year. I think it was a fantastic event. We had fantastic skiing, both in the women's and men's category. I would like, if I can see the jury next to me, I would like to have a very big round of applause for our jury. Hello? As you know, nothing happens in our sport without them, without the jury. So we're very fortunate to have them here, and I want to thank them profusely for all their job and their incredible work they put in. Thank you. Just a word from all of our sponsors who have followed us all these years. We have Masterline, we have 2 p.m. Monaco, we have APM Monaco, it's a jewelry store. We have the Yanis Christodoulou Foundation, a very nice foundation that helps unprivileged kids from Cyprus. The Yacht Club of Monaco, which has been with us for many years. DNCA, Seaview Properties, and of course Sportimo, the great real estate promoter in Marseille. So again, thank you to all of you. I really hope I will see all of you next year for the 27th edition. And again, it was a great event. Thanks to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leko, and also as representative of the Fédération Monégasque de Ski Nautique, we certainly thank your participation in this event as well. All right then, so let's go into the top 8 so far as the women's slalom finalists are concerned. In 8th spot with 3 at 11.25 meters. Let's give it up, please, for Sadie Ferguson of Australia. Don't worry, Sadie, better late than never. All right then, so moving on from 8th place to 7th, also with a score of 3 at 11.25 meters, Ali Garcia. All right then, so moving on from 7th to 6th spot from the United States of America with 4.5 on 11.25 meters in the final. From the United States, Elizabeth Montavon. All right, moving right along into the top 5, and in 5th place with a score of 5 at 11.25 meters. It is from Italia, Alice Bagnoli. All right, now moving into the top 4, and from Canada with a score of 2 at 10.75 meters. Let's give it up, please, for Neely Ross. And now presenting to you your podium positions. In 3rd place via the runoff situation with a score of 3 at 10.75 meters. From the United States of America, it is Ali Nicholson. Third place for Ali Nicholson there. And now, introducing to you your runner-up with a 2nd place score with the runoff situation with 3 at 10.75 meters. Not only the runner-up, but also the winner of the Skier of the Day award. Ladies and gentlemen, it belongs to Trinidad Espinal. And also Skier of the Day. Which brings us on to our champion, having successfully defended it with a score of 3 at 10.75 meters in the runoff situation. She comes to us from Canada. Her name is Jamie Ball. We've got a nice little trophy there for you, a little bigger than most. All right, and now you've got your trophies. I'm going to give you a microphone. Yeah, let me get that trophy from you. I'm going to give you the microphone and hold it towards the top this time.
What happened last week? What did I do last time? Thanks, Tony. Well, thank you guys for having us back here. Another great tournament. We're all grateful to be back. And these girls crushed it skiing. It was a fun little runoff. Hopefully I don't have to do any more of those this trip. But it was a pleasure, and everyone crushed it. So thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you your women's slalom finalist and your champion for 2026, Jamie Ball. Fantastic effort, ladies, and congratulations to each and every single one of you.
Thank you, Tony.
All right then, folks, let's move on to the men's slalom results. We go with the 8th finalist, and in 8th spot with a score of 6 at 10.75 meters. He comes to us from Italy. His name is Thomas De Gasperi. And I would perfectly understand if he's not present here taking the hit that he did at the end of 10.75 meters, but I'm sure that you appreciate his efforts nonetheless. All right, 7th spot. Coming to us from France with 2.5 at 10.25 meters. Let's give it up, please, for Thibaut Dayon! There we go, folks. The Mauritius machine there in 7th spot. In 6th spot with a 3-buoy count at 10.25 meters. 6th place belongs to Jonathan Travers. All right, moving right along from 6th through to 5th with his score of 3.5 at 10.25 meters. We're going to be mentioning that score a lot. The 5th place goes to Dane Mekla. All right then, folks. Moving on from 5th to 4th. His score was also 3.5 at 10.25 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, from Great Britain, it is Will Asher. Almost caught you out there, didn't I? No fist bump. What the heck is going on? Maybe I deserve that. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along to our podium positions. In 3rd place, we're also with 3.5 at 10.25 meters. From Great Britain, Freddie Winter. He is in 3rd spot and gains the 3rd place trophy. Still maintains his lead on the Waterski Pro Tour season standings. And ladies and gentlemen, in runner-up spot with a score of 5 at 10.25 meters, a season best score for our skier from France, Sacha Deska! And now, ladies and gentlemen, that leaves us with just one person, the defending champion and successfully defending his title once again with a score of 1 at 9.75 meters, un buoy à 9 mètres 75. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion from Canada, Charlie Ross.
Am I taking it back?
Thank you. And there you go with that trophy. Now you can give that back to me because I'm going to exchange that for a microphone, reminding you, hold it at the top, please.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. This is a pretty special event. I mean, the scores here, unbelievable. So I think we're all sharing a big thank you to the organizers here and the judges. This is one of my favorite events to come to every year. So thank you guys so much.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, once again, presenting to you your men's slalom finalist and the champion, successfully defending his title from last season, Charlie Ross. right then, folks. That's all. We've got some more great skiing to come over the next few weeks as the Waterski Pro Tour works its way through the continent of Europe. Next event on TWBC is going to be the Ricetto Pro on the first weekend of July. But on behalf of everyone here and on behalf of the TWBC crew, only remains for me to say ciao for now.